This video presented by the latest Rooster Teeth documentary, The World's Greatest Head Massage, an ASMR Journey. Available now for Rooster Teeth First members. Start your free 30-day trial now at roosterteeth.com.
Hi, I'm Michael Jones, and you're watching Off Topic. But in order to see it first, why don't you go to roosterteeth.com and sign up to be a firstie? You get access to such crazy things like this podcast live every Friday at 12 Central, shows like Theater Mode, and things like our documentaries. Connected, Let's Play Live, check it all out. Click the link and go sign up to be first. Well, that's also, no, there's
like paper
on the bottom. Okay. I peeled it off, but then as soon as I peeled it off, I realized that the person who made it signed it.
Dude, it looks great.
Let me see.
It just looks like a black disc.
Let me see if I can.
There you go.
Oh, there you go.
There, perfect.
Black disc.
Someone sent us a black circle. Oh, hang on. Ryan's going to save the day.
Nope.
Wait. We need two spots
on it. Ooh, dude, you guys are both like James Cameron right now, discovering the Titanic. You're the submarine lights.
There we go. Can you see what it is? Can you see what? Can
also,
you tell?
1203 on my wife's
Can you
face.
tell? Wait, I'm confused. We've got 3 monitors that had 2 different images. Okay, whatever.
Don't ask questions, okay? So this was a thing someone gave someone, so I put it.
No, I got that at the K1 Speed event. I did for RTX. Someone, a fan brought it up, and she was very lovely. She had it with her all night, literally all night, and then at the very end, she's like, "Here, I made this for you guys."
I think it's from Che. Or Shay. I don't know how you pronounce it.
Let's go Shay.
After she left Cuba, she
Thanks,
came here.
Shay.
Yeah, thanks. Hey, welcome to Off Topic, episode number 33. I'm Michael.
I'm Jeremy.
I'm Jack.
Ryan.
And Ryan. And this week, we're sponsored by 2 powerhouses, Weebly and Movement Watches.
Damn.
So
There it is.
Yeah.
We're gonna work that out someday.
More into that. More on that later. But
work the
sponsors.
Man, so you know what, in a urinal they have those things at the bottom that are like the where it doesn't smell or whatever. They're like usually it's like
urinal cake.
It's usually a cake, but sometimes it's like a lining.
Yeah, so we've got this plastic one right now.
I know exactly where you're going with this.
In our urinal in the restroom that we use, and it smells like Fruit Loops.
What did I say?
You were saying that yesterday.
It smells like Fruit Loops.
Okay, so I went in there.
It's very unsettling.
I'm glad I don't eat Fruit Loops.
It's unsettling because it smells exactly like that. So I was going to the bathroom in there, and I couldn't place it the other day. I was like, it smells like good. Like, what is this? And then I left the bathroom with cereal. I'm like, it smelled like cereal.
Yeah.
Then upon coming back, now it's in my brain. It's like, all right, what kind of cereal are you? Like later in the day, I was going to the bathroom, and I think that was when it was after we filmed something. So I'm at the urinal, and then Gavin walks in next to me. And I never talk to people like in the bathroom. I kind of fucking hate that. Like, especially people you sort of know, people that want to like drum up a conversation with you as you're peeing.
The best thing to do in the restroom is when you're at a urinal, like if Jeremy's at a urinal too, is as you're peeing.
Don't do that, Warren.
Just go. Throw your arm
it's
while you're
great.
peeing.
The less
I'll just rest my hand.
the less you know the person, the better.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I was so compelled as Gavin walked in. I'm like, dude, I figured it out. It's Fruity Pebbles. I was like, it smells like Fruity Pebbles or Fruit Loops. It's like a fruit cereal. And he's like, what are you on about? And I was like, it smells like Fruity Pebbles. And he's like, no, it doesn't. You're crazy.
Absolutely does.
Ryan walks into the bathroom, like as we're having a conversation. And I'm like, tell me that doesn't smell like cereal. And Ryan's like, oh, it does, yeah.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm
totally
glad I don't
does.
eat Fruit Loops.
I have not
because that
gone to
would
that
make it
urinal
so
yet.
awkward next time I
just
pour
like-
the bowl. I'm like, it's like being in the bathroom. No.
For some reason, in my head, my head canon was you and Gavin were in the restroom using the same urinal. And
Yeah.
Ryan walked in.
What does it smell like?
They were. It was weird.
Ryan's
They
like,
were
"Hey,
like
guys,"
dueling.
Oh yeah, I don't usually do it.
Yeah.
But in this
It was like a
special
circus event where you pee in the clown's mouth.
Totally
Yeah.
smells like Fruit Loops.
I looked at
It's
Gavin.
the
I was like, "Hey,
weirdest
can you
thing.
like shake me off?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that thought that Toucan Sam someone was like, follow your nose.
This is why it's kind of even worse. Most things with like either
Confirmed.
urinal cakes like that or some kind of like spray, like shit spray after you go to the bathroom.
Right.
It's usually that smell plus urine.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
that
yeah.
smell plus poop. So it's never good.
Yeah.
It doesn't smell like
It
urine
does
at all.
an amazing job of completely eliminating.
That's why I
urine.
don't
Like
like
a
it.
bathroom.
It just smells good.
Yeah, it just smells
it's
like,
like-
cereal. It's like, no,
No.
it's a restroom. It should smell like a restroom.
I have a
but it
theory,
smells.
and it's not a good theory.
no.
Okay, my theory
What's your theory
is
here?
that contained within the scent of Fruit Loops, the urine scent lies.
That could be it. Urine
That's
is the
why it's so
secret
good at masking
We don't know
it.
how they make them. Wasn't there a video a little while ago where someone was just pissing on
Like cornflakes or
yeah,
something, right?
cornflakes. Yeah, there you go. That's just standard procedure with Fruit Loops.
Yeah, it's the special flavor.
I saw
It's
a
the secret
That's
ingredient.
a bite.
I saw a video once of a guy. It was like on it was like shocking video shows or something. And it was a guy who I guess was like having an argument with his boss. And you couldn't see him, but I guess the boss was in the building and like he like locked the door. So the guy, and he went into like a back office, and the boss was watching him. As he like opened a register, and he pulled his pants down, and he pissed in the register. And he's like, "Fuck you!" And he's like flipping off his boss with his dick in his hand, peeing in the money. And the guy's like, "Stop it, you! Hey, stop that!"
See, really, to me, that's just like that poor banker that has to go
That
through.
poor
and deposit that
everyone.
shit.
Everyone
Yeah.
that has
The-
to deal with that.
Yeah.
Public circulation of
That
money.
isn't the boss. The boss probably is not going to deal with it.
Yeah, it's like, oh, that sucks. Hey, John, get in there.
Cashier,
Shut
clean up.
Clean
Cash
Come wipe
register
this
too.
money down and then hand it to
Put
customers.
the money in a Ziploc. And
Get the
Get
money.
the money. I think we played the building maintenance played a crueler joke on this bathroom here because we had those we had the sinks that when you push them down to make the water come out. Yeah,
Those the
they're
worst.
timed. Yeah,
Those
it's
the
like
worst.
okay, you get 10 seconds to wash your damn hands.
I
and then you
mentioned
have to push
this
them again.
on the podcast like 2 or 3 episodes ago. I came back from the bathroom screaming, "Oh my god, we have actual faucets!"
Yeah, I
now."
was there for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's become a problem though
Yeah.
because people are now so trained by the it turns itself off faucet that they just walk away with the water going full blast. So now we have 2 notes. I noticed there's a new one today.
There's 2 in there.
There
yeah.
used to be one just on top of like, hey, idiot, turn it back off, basically. And now there's one that's just like, water is precious.
Yeah, like, it is. It's on the mirror.
All
It's
right,
like,
insulting you
it's
didn't
like
work.
water saves lives.
Let's try pulling at your heartstrings.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, come on. This is why we can't have nice things. You know, turn the water off when you're done. I like having real faucets and not do the like. You hit the thing, you get the soap on, you start, but then it goes off again. So you hit it again, and there's like soap all over both things.
but they
You just
drained
keep going
them.
like
you get the
this.
motions. You get the motion sensor ones too. But the worst thing is when you get the motion sensor ones and they don't work.
Yeah,
And
that
it's just like
sucks.
you're going.
Then you're the asshole. You're
Okay.
an asshole in a public restroom.
Have you ever walked into that situation and seen people around you having no problem, and you're like,
Yeah. Yeah.
am I dead? Is
Yeah.
there something
Yeah.
won with my
Yes,
hands?
absolutely.
Why?
I am not
Absolutely.
real.
Why won't
What
you
are
acknowledge
these?
me, Sink?
It took me like the longest time to realize too, with like I guess the standard issue with those became like put your hands under and start washing them.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
Make the
that,
motion.
that works 100 times better than just like waving. Because then once you like wave and the water comes, you like stop and then it stops.
Yeah, yeah.
But like it's even worse though when it doesn't work because then I'm like, oh, you gotta rub your hands, and then I'm just going like this into a faucet where
Yeah.
nothing is happening and there's no water coming out.
Now it's just
So
like you have like a pot of gold and you're like,
yeah.
yes.
And the guy,
Don't look at that, man.
the guy comes up to the one next to me and it works fine. And he's just like, idiot, and then he leaves. I'm like,
Now here's the
oh.
question: do you put soap on your hands dry, or do you wet your hands first, then
Wet.
put soap
I
on?
wet hands
I
first.
usually put it on dry.
Really? I do wet. I do wet.
Yeah, wet spreads around better. I feel
Okay.
like.
Yeah. You always gonna
Dry,
You gotta
you
lube it
get
up
kinda like
first.
that rash.
Then
I mean,
stuff like-
I'm like dry. I do the motion and the water comes out. So it's
Okay.
not like I don't lather up
Yeah.
first and
Okay.
then turn it on.
Not full on like surgeon.
But
It's like
Yeah.
suds coming out.
it's honestly if it's a push thing, I'll always do it first because of that reason. Like I don't want to hit the things, wet my hands, then get the soap, then hit the things
Well,
again.
you always hit it first, and then the next time you hit it with like your forearm.
I don't
like
bother.
you never hit it
I
again
do.
with
You
your
just
hand.
cover the whole thing in soap.
See, that's what I do. I usually like rub it too.
Just lick your hand.
You're the
Yeah.
reason
Touch
why the
everything.
sensor doesn't work for the next person. Actually.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
clean.
Yeah.
That's all right. Fair enough.
So our bar's out of commission.
Oh yeah,
today.
yeah. We got the.
Oh, we have a sign.
Yeah, I thought that was a pretty sweet sign.
It says thanks, Gavin, on it underneath. Yeah.
It's out
what
of
did Gavin
order.
do?
Well, I'm sure he broke it somehow.
I thought we just drank it all. Well, I thought you just drank it all.
My favorite part
Yeah.
about this is the very top where it says outoforder.png. And the website they got it from.
Oh no.
So, shout out to... that's
Did it say
an
thank
email, I think.
Yeah, don't read that.
Copy violation.
Yeah,
Thanks,
but
Gavin.
next week I'm told we'll be back up and running.
Yeah. Well, I mean, last
Need a keg replacement.
yeah, last episode was the one from RTX.
Yeah.
And the reason why I'll spoil it for you. The real reason it's out of order is because we had the off-topic set at RTX, and we had to drain everything before we put it out there.
Yeah, and we really do need a new keg.
Yeah.
It was like almost empty the last time we did.
Have we finished the root beer keg yet?
I don't think so.
Well, they cleaned them both out, though.
Oh,
Right?
then that's probably it.
Oh, wait, there's still a thing in there.
I don't think we've never replaced the root beer keg, so I don't know if it's still hooked up. I wouldn't pull it, but
Yeah, and they
he's
also
looking for
they
the
emptied
booze.
out all of our liquor bottles too and filled them with. I don't know if they filled them with anything or just put water in them or something. Is that
what's
water?
that?
Let's take a
It
sip.
says it's triple sec.
I mean, just take a sippy.
Do it. That looks like water.
Yep.
Are you still not
I think
sure?
it's. Yeah, I'm
It's a-
still not sure.
that
I
got-
think
that
it's,
got dusted.
I think it's water, but it just grabs some of the flavor that was left in the bottle.
Remember that?
I don't know.
But I mean, that's sure as shit not water right there.
That's probably tea or
Yeah.
something.
Remember there was a hubbub years ago over
I mean, it's
if
good.
someone like refilled a liquor bottle with water and like put it back on the shelf. This came up in a
Oh yeah,
like a
yeah,
Monday
yeah,
meeting. They're like,
because it happened with the I was at the old office.
Yeah.
It was the liquor that was on top of those lockers.
Yeah, yeah.
In the
Oh,
kitchen.
yeah.
That's what it was.
and they're
Somebody,
like, well, we just like the bottle.
Oh no, it was the Crystal Skull. That's what it was. It was the Crystal Skull.
Or the one that looked like Texas.
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
some
yeah.
shit, but it was
Yeah.
liquor sitting at the office.
Then someone emptied it and put it in.
Well, they drank it, and then they were just like, I guess I'll put it back with something.
Oh
I don't want to throw away the bottle. But was it? Who was it that got so mad about it though?
I don't
Gus
remember.
get really
I would
mad
imagine
I want to say it was
Gus.
Kathleen actually that
Really?
brought it up. I don't remember how it went down, but
Yeah. Old time.
Damn.
I just remember
Hey,
watching the podcast.
Whoever did it, damn him to hell. Though, right?
I'm pretty sure it was Dustin was the one that it turned out to be the
I'm
culprit.
almost certain it was. Which again, I think it was more of just like you said, it wasn't like I drank it and then like replaced it so no one noticed. It's like, oh, I drank it and I just thought you wanted to save the bottle.
Yeah.
It's like, well, then
I
why
just
put
like
water
filled it
in
up, I guess, so nobody threw it away. I don't remember.
Speaking
This
of
table had a hard time.
yeah,
with
this,
RTX, by the way.
it got
What happened
I
there,
don't know.
Ryan? Look at
This
this.
is like a pretty
That's a
severe.
rough
Someone hurt her. Okay,
It's okay,
right
baby.
there. This is fine.
Let's cover that up.
She's been scarred
Listen,
for life.
we
but
did
yeah.
this. Okay, growing pains, but
Yes.
that
This. I mean, I think
someone did that to
we're
her.
okay. It's just the varnish. It just needs a little sand, a little bit of.
This needs a-
When we
Just need some love. Yeah, there we go, right
when we
now.
hit that
Yeah,
scratch.
look at that. You can see it's coming across real good
Yeah,
right
there it
there.
is.
There it is.
When we hit that scratch, maybe we'll touch up the middle too.
Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit.
Just a
okay.
little.
Speaking
That'll buff out.
Yeah. Speaking of damn them to hell, freaking Broadcast
Whoa.
has those amazing
Whoa.
chairs in there.
Whoa.
They've got these DX Racer chairs they're all like
Look at him
branded with
spinning.
it.
Look at him
them all.
spinning.
You know,
Alright.
the smug bastards in there. It's like, oh, so comfy.
Did
so
we have
comfy.
one somewhere?
Supposedly.
Maybe.
Somewhere.
Yeah, supposedly Cheap Hunter's getting some too. So
They're just currently existing in another country.
Are they gonna look like the Rooster Teeth ones, or are they gonna be like achievement?
they're gonna be Cheap Hunter.
Those chairs are like Carmen Sandiego. They've been
They-
traveling the planet on their way.
Where
here.
in the
I
world?
also
They're gonna show
imagine.
a bunch of stickers.
I also imagine, much like Carmen Sandiego, it is incredibly comfortable to be inside them.
I tried. Well, I tried. We had the Rooster Teeth branded ones. I believe these, the ones they're sitting
Yeah,
in, were
yeah.
at RTX.
I
yes,
I
they're
farted
quite
in
nice.
them so much just as like kind of
just
get back
pounded
at
a
it.
few in there?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
like I was trying to
Ooh.
blast it into the fabric.
Stop it!
Oh,
For
you,
the love
wait,
of
wait,
God!
whoa,
Michael,
Jack, you
Michael,
catch it?
What is that? What is that?
That's a
thing?
gold duck.
That
right
is a
there,
gold
Jack.
duck. That is a gold duck. Unfortunately, it is 3 footprints away, so about
But-
5 miles.
There-
Yeah.
Gooey duck.
There was
What?
a
Gold duck.
Gooey ducks are
Like
delicious.
gold, but
Are they?
minus
They look like
the D.
giant penises of the sea.
Do you like clams?
Yeah.
Then you'll like gooey duck.
All right. As long as it
gooey
can
duck
sufficiently
is-
divorce eating it
No,
from looking
but
at
there
it.
was an Arbok outside earlier.
Yeah, I didn't
and,
get him.
And it said there was 3 away, and like I walked right onto it and it hit it and it popped up.
I got a
So, I don't know.
Vulpix.
I don't trust that anymore.
Oh.
They had their
Think
Vulpix
that's
and an
iced tea?
Arbok.
Oh, that might be whatever that is.
You look. You
I
still
really,
can't
I
tell?
can't tell with Jeremy. That was a joke.
No, that was
I
a
said, you think
joke.
that's
Yeah,
iced tea?
that's
And
100%
Jack was
version.
like, whoa. And Jeremy's like, yeah, I'm not sure. You're a nut.
Oh, you never.
You're just a nut.
You never know.
So,
with
Michael,
me.
last off topic, you had a couple to drink. I don't know if you remember that at
couple
all.
of drinks.
Couple of
Oh, the
drinks.
last one we filmed in the studio?
No. The peach moonshines, man. Those things are tasty.
Jack, that was last year at RTX. What do you...
Michael's like, I don't recall.
I remember wearing one.
I finished one of those things.
This guy with the
Holy
jokes,
shit,
too.
those things are good. You went through
Yeah,
like
they were
4.
delicious.
Do we
Lindsay
have
had to
any more?
drive me home.
Yeah,
They're at my
yeah.
house, actually.
Oh, okay.
I have the
my
cooler
fridge.
at my house.
So good.
The guy
Jeremy-
gave me his cooler, too.
Really?
Yeah. I think there's a note attached to it. Remember my name was on the top of
Oh,
it? I'm
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
sure that's a note. I haven't ripped it off and, like, opened it yet.
It's like, please return the cooler.
Probably is.
You know not what is in this moonshine.
If that's what it says, I'll
My
probably
bad.
work on
maybe getting
P.S. This is delicious, but don't drink 3 bottles. It will give you cancer.
Yeah, you will explode.
Good.
Michael made it.
That was a fun
Michael
descent
too.
into madness.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
It was good. It was nice because it started. I mean, you could see it start ramping up towards the end.
Also, like, to tell the audience, it was the most planned off the rails ever.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
I was telling everyone all day, this is what's going to happen at the podcast panel. Like, I had that cooler with me. Not just you guys, but, like, every fan I would meet at RTX on Sunday. They're like, oh, I'm going off topic later. I'm like, strap in. It's 2 hours long, so I got to kill time somehow.
That audience, man, that's the most...
It was incredible.
They got rabid.
That's the most whipped up I've ever seen a panel audience.
Really?
Katie texted me. She goes, "You guys need to leave as soon as you're done with the panel." And like, I don't know if you saw, but as soon as we were, I was like, "Thanks everybody," and we immediately like bolted.
I didn't
It was
even
like,
notice.
the
I
audience-
thought
Also-
by the time we got to the end, it was kind of chilled out. And
Oh no!
it wasn't,
it was
was
not.
it?
No,
It was funny I noticed there were a lot of people commenting about. I guess you guys were confused when I was walking up because everybody just started yelling.
Yeah,
I was
see you.
confused too walking up because I was like, I wonder what they just said.
Yeah.
I didn't have like the people that I was walking next to weren't yelling. It was people on the other side.
They knew.
Yeah.
They're Ryan
They
radar.
sensed you. They sensed
They're
you.
radar.
Yeah.
But that was the thing too.
I haven't
Like,
caught that one yet.
it was it was like such a cool crowd like moment because that was the first off topic. Well, no, sorry. Well, that was the first off topic we did at RTX in Austin. We did one in Australia as well, which was like episode 12 or 13 or something. But to have one here at like the Austin RTX, which was like I think we had over 60,000 people there this year, and I think that panel alone was like 3,000 or like 3,500 people.
4,000.
I've heard between 3,000 and 4,000.
Something like that.
Yeah, we filled it.
And it was a 2-hour, panel, which we just use as a podcast. But normally they're an hour. And I know this podcast goes on forever, but like that's different in front of 4,000 people. Like we sat down at the clock, and the standard thing for all panels and conventions is when you're doing a panel, you have a clock in front of you, and it usually starts at 60 or realistically like 55 or maybe like 50 minutes.
And it's got little light, like green and yellow and red, like as you start approaching, like time to go over. And then if you end up going over, it'll start counting up, be like you're going long.
Yeah, it'll be like 1 minute.
This far.
Get the fuck off. For the first time I've ever seen in my life, we sat down and it was at 9999, and it didn't move for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh my god.
Yeah.
So my goal there was to just like entertain the crowd, and everyone I talked to there like loved it. Everybody had a good time. And if like there's one thing I noticed, it was a lot of the comments like I guess from when the actual audio podcast went out, when the video came out, because that was Sunday at RTX, and then that came out last Friday. So that came out like 6-7 days after we filmed it.
Came out for sponsors the next Friday, So,
And then just this past Sunday.
Our firsties, I guess.
Yeah, just this past Sunday for public on YouTube. But like, there was a lot of comments of like, oh, Michael was like getting up and he was yelling and shit. And it's like, to describe though what that was like whipping up the crowd, it was just like, it was fucking way over the top, but that was like kind of the entire point. And Stans is like a very different podcast than all the other ones. Like, I'm totally yelling and screaming, drunkenly in that one, and it's like, okay, well, watch episode 1 of Off Topic with sponsors only. I yell and I'm screaming about fucking mountain monsters for 35 minutes. That's literally the first ever episode. This just had 4,000 people there, so that's pretty much the audience pandering of like, oh, like little Jed's gonna take his shirt off. Like, I can't describe to you 4,000 people screaming while Jeremy takes his shirt off. So it's like, I got no qualms with that podcast whatsoever.
Yeah, it's weird.
If people think I came across as like a douchebag, fucking awesome. I have no problem whatsoever with that.
Kind of,
Because like every single person I saw there was having the time of their lives. And like all the people in the front row, all the people in the back row. I was running through the crowd at one point in the middle of it. Like, it was awesome. It was one of like some of the most fun I've ever had at a panel.
This RTX may have the most like genuine moments like that, where it's like, this is like what we get to do is so incredible.
Yeah,
we are so
really
fortunate to do it. Like, we did. I mean, that off-topic panel was amazing. The theater mode live.
Oh my
like
God.
Jeff and I mean, that was my dream come true. Like, that was incredible. Getting to like do a show at the Alamo Draft House with Lloyd Kaufman from Troma, and it was just like that. That was amazing. People have been asking too if we recorded it. Unfortunately, we did not. So if you weren't there, sorry you missed it. We didn't have the setup for it to record the audio and stuff. But we are now probably going to end up doing more of those, because that was a blast and it was a real easy setup, and we had a good time doing it. So
I like the bunch of stuff Lloyd was filming with like his handheld.
Oh, yeah.
too. There is like a fair amount of footage of him like interviewing us and just like
Are you guys about to end up in a found footage thing? Or
Yeah, he's got a couple of those. does. Like he has his own YouTube channel.
Yeah,
where
no,
he just
that
like
guy,
he just throws them up.
He on Twitter. He's a lot on Twitter. I mean, he's messaged us a few times on Twitter already, and like that guy, he's a funny dude, and he is smart as hell too.
He's based in New York too.
Yeah, New York City. And so, but yeah, he was filming. He had Toxie there with him, the Toxie Avenger. He had Dolphin Man with him. And
he fucking obliterated my water. If you remember, like he couldn't see with the mask, and like right before the movie started, like Alamo Draft House has these fucking giant cups of water. It's like the size of a pitcher. It was full to the brim, and he knocked it over, and it just like went forever. It was pouring off the table. It was like a recirculating waterfall.
Yeah.
It just didn't stop.
But yeah, it was fun. I mean, the whole thing with Lloyd Kaufman, that was very like we were nervous going into it, to be honest, because we didn't know how he was going to feel about it, because we were basically kind of making fun of his movie. And
he knows what he is.
I mean, he directed the movie.
The movie was good.
It was actually a good movie.
It was
and
fucking crazy.
But it was kind of like we didn't know his style of humor. We didn't know if he had seen any of us. So it was kind of like, let's feel it out. And we started, and he kind of had like this director's commentary style thing going, where he was just talking about the movie. And then we started throwing in jokes, and he started throwing in jokes with us and like going back and forth. And he fit right in perfectly. And it was so awesome. And then even one of the guys from Troma, he's like, if Lloyd didn't like you guys, he just would have talked the whole movie, but he thought you were funny. And it's like, well, thanks,
Lloyd approves.
So,
he was animated as shit too.
He was funny.
Like he was like bouncing off the walls, man.
And we got a Troma diploma too. I want to frame it and put it
I
want to put it off topic. So I brought it in, so hopefully Lindsay or Steffi or someone's gonna frame that for us. And so,
I like the idea that he's got a staffer that just goes behind him all the time. It's like, trust me, if he'd hated you, you would not have gotten word of his
It's like, he doesn't like you. It's like a Star Wars.
I don't like you.
That's why he has Toxie and Dolphin Man.
The bouncers.
Man, that was great. I mean,
shut your mouth or Toxie will take you out.
This last RTX was by far the busiest I've ever been in an RTX. Where literally it was like,
I thought it was easier than some previous years.
For me, Saturday, I pretty much started at like 10 a.m. and went until really midnight.
Yeah, but you're not well, okay, maybe it's the after stuff. I was gonna say you're not remembering what it was like the year where we had the Achievement Hunter like group line.
It's true.
It was just like you got to be in the line.
I also I'll agree with Jack
year.
as far as like
work here.
Yeah.
We count that though as like busy of like different stuff. Number
like
of
scheduled
events.
things.
Because honestly, that happened because of how not busy we were. It's like you guys have nothing to do. Stand there for 5 hours and sign today. Like we were swamped signing, but like I get what you're saying as far as like got to do this thing, now this thing, now this thing, now this thing. Now
but it was literally okay. You're gonna be on main stage. You're doing Carmageddon, then you're getting off, and then you go sign for an hour and a half, and then you go back here. You've got another panel, and then you're going back doing Gigantic. It's like it was just like non-stop moving, and it was. But it worked out so well.
I felt like it was easier. Yeah.
I mean, like
I
it was
prefer
great.
it. I mean, like it keeps the flow going.
Yeah.
And you get to see the maximum number of people by being in the most places.
I did feel bad because this is the first year ever where I really. Like when I was going through the hall, like a couple times I wanted to go say hi to some people on the floor, and I would just get swarmed of people because there was really not a lot of opportunity for people to like kind of stumble into us on the floor because we were so busy. And so the fans, I was like, I'm so sorry, I literally have to keep moving. Like I can't stop because I've got to be somewhere. And so I feel like I hopefully didn't disappoint a lot of fans. Hopefully you guys understand it, but it was like there was so much other stuff we had to do, and it was just like that was the first time ever I felt pretty guilty that I couldn't just stop moving. But again, we had so much stuff going on.
I will say, like, I'm assuming we got to everyone, but like the way the signings were this year were great. Like both of our signings, we finished the entire line. You know, like we went over our time limit both times, but like they buffered them out where like people weren't signing like ending at 12 and starting at 12. It was like ending at 12 and starting at 12:30 or 12:35. So every time we used that extra 30 minutes to sign for every other person.
You had a little
line.
spillover
like,
too.
That's the worst. Like when someone it sucks not signing stuff for people in the hall. It's like, I'm sorry, I got to go somewhere else. It's even worse when someone's like, I waited 3 hours in line and now you're leaving. And I'm like, I got to go somewhere else.
They solved the RTX Australia issue too with the VIPs being able to just hop the lines.
It seemed really well done from my perspective.
Yeah. But I mean, I had a blast. RTX this year was handled so well, and it was a blast. I mean, there's so many different things going on, so many opportunities for different people to check out different stuff. I mean, like all the SGC stuff was really cool, like all the late night stuff they did.
I had like a number of people tell me that have been to several RTXs, like 4 or 5 year Guardians.
Yeah.
And they were like, this is like, to me, this is like the first RTX where it's like, whoa, like this is a huge convention not just for Rooster Teeth. People
Yeah.
were like, I could bring my friends here that just like video games. And there's always that, like, how do I get my friends into Rooster Teeth? What's a good thing to introduce them
Yeah.
to? But they were like, I wouldn't even have to. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
I could just come here with them and they can look at stuff.
Yeah.
And you don't have to
Like
be a
so
fan.
many games.
Yeah, I mean, there was like
This was like the first year we had like the whole floor.
Yeah,
too,
yeah.
Right?
We
Like,
took
had
over all of
everything.
it. But then we had like that indie artist alley where it was like, it was not only actual art, like hand-drawn art and stuff that people could buy, but we had all the games too, all the indie games too. And there's some great games in
Yeah,
there.
there
And it was
was.
like, I had worked with a couple guys. I did like an external thing where I worked with a bunch of indie developers. And so a few of them were there and they were all like super psyched. They're like, everyone's coming up, checking out our game, having a blast and getting a chance to play. And it's like, that's the kind of stuff to me that I love having on the show floor. I love having opportunities for fans to come and play games that they may not have ever heard about and like check out new stuff and small stuff. And it's like, that's the cool stuff. But then you have like a Twitch booth where they have like major, like Gas
Twitch
Benson
booth
was
is
there.
awesome.
Yeah. And then like I signed over to the Twitch booth that I completely forgot I was scheduled to. And went over there and signed there for an hour and like saw a bunch of Twitch people. And like, I mean, we had DX Racer there. I mean, Griffin had an amazing booth this year. Like there was
She did a live chainsaw
Yeah,
carving in the hall.
Yeah, and it was just like, holy, she did the Let's Play logo. I don't know if you saw that,
Yeah.
like the new one. And so,
Someone had me sign like a piece of it that had come off.
Oh,
was,
like that
still,
flew off?
Still like
Excess wood.
it was still kind of a shape of the Let's Play logo though.
Oh,
Like,
that's
because
funny.
it was like at the end, so it was like a broken wooden Let's Play logo. So that's actually really cool.
Yeah.
So like we all signed it.
but man, no, it was a great RTX though, and like I'm really psyched. I'm pumped for next year. I'm pumped for
Dude, RTX Sydney.
RTX Sydney. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be there. I know we put up a few announcements up, but tickets are available now.
What is that, February?
February, I think 4th and 5th or 5th and 6th, somewhere in there. But yeah, it's the first week of February. I'll be down there for it for sure.
You're
And,
the only achievement hunter going.
I'm not sure who they've announced so far.
Did
but
they announce Jeff?
I don't know.
I don't know. I can't remember.
I don't know who's been announced. Let me see here.
They announced like 10 people.
10 people,
Yeah.
and I'm pretty sure Jack's the only achievement hunter announced.
I don't
Am
know.
I? Let me see if I can find it here.
And as far as I know, the only one going.
Yes.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
say like it's not like
I
I'm
have not been approached.
It's not
I
like
can
I'm being
say
like
that.
he's the only one you know about. No, like that's the only one.
Let's see here. Where is the announcements? Launch
It was
share,
definitely 10 people. Though,
Get
I
your
think.
tickets. Oh yeah, I can tell you the date.
I know Bernie and Gus.
It's the 4th and 5th.
I want to say Blaine was on there.
Blaine-
Yes,
on there.
we've got Gustavo Sorolla, Bernie Burns, Blaine Gibson, Jack Patillo, Josh Flanagan, Miles Luna, Kerry Shawcross, James Willems, Bruce Green, Tim Geddes, and Greg Miller are
you
are
go.
our announced people right now. So
I'm
there
sure
we
they'll
are.
add more as they did last.
So
Last year was RTX Australia. Now it's Sydney.
yes,
RTX
yes.
Sydney.
We're
RTX
getting
Sydney.
specific.
Indeed. So
What could
it's gonna be a
that
blast.
mean?
Yeah.
I really
It
have
means
no
it's gotta be
idea.
Sydney.
What else
Yeah,
is going on?
Let's Play Live Chicago.
Let's Play Live Chicago.
Right, yeah.
Holy crap!
It's next month.
That's Jesus.
August
That's
19th.
August 19th.
No, it's
No, a
just
little
over a month. Yeah.
Today's like the 15th.
So if you go to
Yeah.
if you go to Rooster Teeth Live, you can buy tickets for our Let's Play Live Chicago. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be us. It's going to be Funhouse. It's going to be the creatures and kind of funny. Yeah,
I can't
yeah.
believe you didn't invite Couch Hop.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Jesus, dude, that's a whole thing. Like, okay, so the one issue. I mean, Let's Play Live Los Angeles was incredible. It was so much fun. We had a blast there. The one issue we ran into is we only have like three and a half hours on stage where we can perform, get people in, and like we had to be out of the venue by midnight. Like that was the deal. It's like we had to be out by
You don't
midnight.
overstay at the Dolby.
No. And so we, when you have 6 major gaming groups, in order to show off everybody, to gotta give them their time, you can only one's got, every single person's got their little sliver of the pie. And so now as we're doing more, which we are gonna do more, like we're doing Chicago and we're looking at doing more, we're going to kind of break it down to really no more than 4 groups. That way, we're going to have more opportunities for people to have more time on stage. We can play more games. You can see more of your personalities you like. And so for this one, it's Funhouse, Achievement Hunter, Creatures, and Kind of Funny. And so future ones, we'll be mixing in Screw Attack and Cow Chop in there too. And other special guests always too. So we had a call with a group of people based in Chicago that are very interested in coming and helping us out with Let's Play Live Chicago. That's going to be a lot of fun. So not announcing it yet, but we got some really, really cool stuff, some audience interaction stuff that should be a lot of fun.
That's badass.
Yeah, very, very pumped. But yeah, roosterteethlive.com, buy tickets for it. Or the Chicago Theater, which is like that's the theater in Chicago. It's like that's
the
the
only one.
I mean, that's the one where you see
They
like
built Chicago around it. They called it Chicago.
They want to go see a show? Oh, it's the
Yeah.
Chicago Theater. Oh, it's booked.
Almost as recognizable as the Chicago flag, as some would say.
Brian, you're
Ryan
firing all
is
cylinders
just-
over here.
He just
good
loves it.
Lord. Anyway, so yeah, it's roosterteethlive.com. Buy tickets to that. It's tickets like $50 or $70 depending on where you go, and there's VIP tickets still available. So VIP, after it's over, we're gonna be doing signings and hanging out with our fans, and we're gonna try to, like, if you're not a VIP, we're still gonna try to hang out with you guys as well. You just have to understand it's crazy busy, and so we'll do our best. Like, maybe we'll try to have a fan meetup either the day before or day after or something. But
we should have a Dead by Daylight rematch with Funhouse.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was just gonna say. Have we decided what games we're playing?
You know what? Fuck it. I'm announcing right now we're doing Dead by Daylight at Chicago. That's literally on the list of stuff we're doing. And
Absolutely.
Whether Funhouse likes it or not.
I'm playing Dead by Daylight.
Right?
I got kicked out of Gang Beasts, and I'm gonna play this.
I'll tell you, Ryan. If you want, you can be the killer, and we'll line you up against, like, we'll put Lawrence in there. We'll put Tim Geddes in there. Yeah, we'll put Jordan in there. We'll mix it up and get all the other
groups. I get to kill a slice of everybody.
Yeah, I know, right? Let's not give away too many details, but today...
Oh, yeah.
For first
members,
right.
There's 2 videos that went out in Dead by Daylight. So what we did
See if you can spot the contrast between the two.
What we did was we played a game.
One group was happy, one was not.
We played a game of Dead by Daylight, which, if you're unaware, is
fantastic.
It's a great game. Mm-hmm. It's a 1v4.
Yeah,
so there's one killer.
Asymmetrical gameplay.
Yeah, there's one killer and there's 4 survivors who are basically trying to start generators, open a door, and run away, and then they win. The killer is trying to hunt them down, incapacitate them, hang them on a hook, and eventually they'll die. That's the whole game. It's super simple. There's very little, like, options in the game, but it's super fun to play. And we had this idea where we do one video, right? We have Let's Watches already where, one person plays a game and generally 2 or 3 people watch them play. So Ryan played the killer while Gavin and I watched him play, while Funhouse filmed their own video of them being the 4 survivors. So we don't talk to them at all in the video. We're not communicating with them. Yeah, it's 2 completely separate videos. Yeah. It's just the same game. So they're all playing together in LA in their office trying to survive, and we were in Austin watching Ryan try to murder. So then we did that, and then we swapped, where they gave us some killers, and I believe it was
Peak and Kovic.
Yeah, and then it was me, Ryan, Jack, and Gavin playing the 4 survivors, and we filmed that.
Yeah.
So the first 2 videos came out today, which is Ryan being the killer, and then Funhouse's perspective of them being the survivors.
Yeah, and then we say next Saturday is the flip of that.
Is it a week?
Yeah,
is that what
a
week?
week.
Oh,
wow.
Or I guess next Friday for firsties, and then Saturday for...
So I don't want to give it away. Again, it's firsts only right now. But I mean, if you're watching this, you're first member.
They're like 20 minutes.
Pause this, go watch it.
Well, ours is 20 minutes. Theirs is like 15. They had to cut it down. Jack,
that's the Funhouse style.
They had to edit out all the tension. And the sound, apparently. Boy, it's just fun to watch. Yeah. Okay?
I hope it's fun for us.
It's just fun.
It's a good game.
You should watch it.
Yeah, so I tweeted out... This
was after we played.
After we played. I tweeted something along the lines of... I don't know what it is, but Funhouse brings out the worst in me.
Yes.
You'll probably understand that.
That'll be next week.
Next video.
Week.
Yeah, the one that Jack is in.
Yeah, Jesus. I don't know what it is about those guys, but
let me also state this too.
I'm an asshole.
Funhouse has been putting out videos since before we were in Dead by Daylight.
Yeah, that's true.
Their videos came out before ours. So I saw some comments saying like, hey, when was this filmed?
Hey,
like,
it's Gavin.
Did you guys film this before either one of you guys ever?
I'm dense, man.
Funhouse are a bunch of bitches.
Well,
okay, don't spoil anything.
It was like,
hey.
I saw comments saying like,
that's more spoiler.
Well, Funhouse put out like 2 or 3 videos in this game. You guys have put out like 2 videos. When was this filmed? This was filmed like a few days ago.
Yeah.
This is the newest thing we have shot in Dead by Daylight.
Yeah.
So we have both groups. Whoever, I don't know who the fuck in Funhouse played. But both groups have had made several videos of the game
at the pinnacle of our skill development.
So I just want to say that. Just throw that out there, and then judge the video as you will. I thought it was highly entertaining.
Fun video.
Jack announced that we're gonna play it at Let's Play Live Chicago.
I announced we're playing. Ryan's gonna be the killer versus someone from each of the 4 groups.
Listen.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Like that game really hinges on teamwork. for the survivors. You think you're gonna take one from each of the other groups and they're gonna work together?
Dude, streaming yesterday, I realized how important it is to not have people screaming.
Oh,
You need to listen for the skill checks, you need to listen for the heartbeat.
Well, you get that little
and all
sound.
you hear,
Like,
you
get a
it's
little-
just like, it's like,
And the thing, when
shut
a skill
up,
check
shut up.
happens.
Yeah, once we found out about that little noise before the skill checks, that changed everything.
I like
It's
even
oh,
in the,
it's doable
I
now.
liked even in the Let's Watch, which is just me, Ryan, and Gavin. There were 1 or 2 times where Ryan was like, shh, 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 shh. Wait,
I was stalking.
I hear him. You hear that? Because yeah, I mean, even in the game, like, you get hit once, you start bleeding, and you start whining. Like your character goes,
Yeah.
so you can actually hear them
Yeah,
if
even
they're
if you're hitting one of
nearby.
those cupboard things.
For the killer, the sound is way more important, even than for the survivor, because a lot of what you do is you don't have to wander all the way up to a generator. In fact, it's better if you don't. If you just get close,
you can hear them working on it.
Yeah, if they're working on it, it makes a really noticeable and loud noise.
It's like wrench noise.
Yeah.
I will say on their video,
Yeah.
the first video they put out, it was Peak was their killer. That dude he's a madman.
He's awesome as a
He
killer.
was dead silent for the entire video. Like 15 minutes in, the first thing he said was, "I hear someone crying," and that was it. I was like, "Oh my god!" That's like Peak's a straight up
I
murderer.
mean, like
man.
in their video.
in
that
their
they
video,
made.
yeah,
like not
it was him versus like
not
the-
our collab. Yeah,
we haven't
yeah,
actually
yeah.
seen their version.
Yeah, exactly.
Of
Yeah, I have no idea. That's why I was like super excited today when their video came out. I'm like, ooh, what happened on their side?
yeah.
And it was just great.
It was good. That Lawrence is a good sport.
Lawrence is my
He's a good sport.
favorite.
We love those guys. Like, yeah, hearing Elise did pretty good. She was good.
Elise was very unlucky.
It was anytime Ryan went to Elise, you guys would be like, "That's a shame." Poor Elise.
I wish we'd kept the videos in parody lengthwise though, so you could play them side by side.
Oh yeah. Maybe
Like-
we can do like an unedited version where we just release them. Like we can literally do like a mirror version or something. I don't know. Some
We'd
way
have
we
to
do
cut
that
ours
for
down to
firsties.
match their length,
There-
but you
That's-
could do
yeah.
that.
There were some really fucking cool parts, like in our video where Gavin was convinced that somebody hid in a closet. There's like little sheds that you can kind of hide in, and he's like yelling at Ryan, like, "Check in there! He's in there! I feel it! I know he's in there!" And Ryan's like, "It's not going to be in there." And Gavin,
Because it takes time. It's like you waste time opening.
Yeah.
it.
yeah.
And then he
And
slams
Gavin's like, "We're gonna watch their video, and they're gonna be in that closet." So Ryan's like, "All right, I'll go check." And you know,
Something happened.
Yeah.
and I was like,
He was wrong or he wasn't.
I was like, I can't wait to see that in their version. And then I watched it today. I was like, "Ooh, you don't know what's gonna happen. I know your future, and it's bad."
But
what-
Gavin's so right about the sound in that thing.
Oh,
Where,
yeah,
like, especially during our lives. Like when we film it, we hear the game and we hear each other. Like, you know, we get feedback from each other. So when we live streamed it yesterday, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just, there was one moment where all 4 of us are still alive. I think Ryan, someone was a killer. And 3 of you were working on one generator and I was separated from you. And we finished it. And so the doors are open. And everyone's like, "Run!" And the 3 of you ran to one of the doors and the killer was behind you. And everyone was screaming in my ear and I ran a different direction. I was like, for all I know, he's right behind me. I can't hear anything. Like, they're just screaming.
I like in that stream yesterday that we did around where Gavin was the killer and something was happening. We were yelling, and I'm kind of glance at the chat. I don't really talk to the chat that much, but like I glance at it and I'll like bring up comments that I see. And I was like, I saw one comment in all caps, and it's like, "Everyone is screaming, even Gavin, and he's the killer." And he was just like, "Oh!" just
What happens
running in
with that?
circles.
I love being the chainsaw guy. You can just go for a normal hit, or you can charge up the right click.
Yeah, and you
It
can
Gavin got good at
It takes
it,
a few
too.
seconds, and then you haul
Yeah,
ass,
yeah.
but you have very limited turn.
almost nothing.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
it's
it's
like a
like
dead
a-
straight
almost a
line.
straight line.
Yeah.
You do like a dash attack.
But if you hit
like- it's
someone
like
with
when
it,
It
you-
worked out for you a couple
You do
times.
2 hits of damage in 1 hit.
yeah, if you hit them with it, it's just so just rewarding.
So I would
It's
see
so
people in
good.
front of me. I'd be like, charge it up, and I'd be like, "Ah!" And I'd just whoosh straight by.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Gavin implemented this technique that I hadn't seen until yesterday, where like he would openly like he'd grab someone, he'd hook them, and then so that person either needs to gamble to get off the hook, but it's like 10%
works.
chance to
Almost
work.
never
It's
works.
super slim, and every time you do it, you die faster. Or more realistically, someone has to run over to the hook and pull you off. So Gavin would hang the person. Then go walk away from them and
go like
intentionally
20
just
paces.
stand there and wait and let someone try and take them off so he could dash in and get 2 at 1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would
And,
just
like,
stand like
I don't
20
think-
paces
does that
back,
work?
revving my chainsaw.
I don't
Like,
know.
"Oh, I'm going."
I mean, it works one, so you got someone.
At
but-
one point-
one time
yeah,
where
at
I
one
knew
point-
he was there,
He got-
like,
but he
fuck
still
it,
didn't even
I'm
get
doing
both
it
of
anyway.
us.
At
No,
one
I
point,
didn't.
he did that where he hooked someone, and I was following him. Like, I was literally behind him as he hooked, and he did that where he walked away, and he literally walked away, immediately unhooked, and we ran. And so he turned, and
It's
we were
so
both
funny,
gone.
like-
So ballsy as the
Gavin with the
survivors
chainsaw
yesterday.
thing. I'm like a magnet for that chainsaw. Gavin would get me with it almost every time, and like, because one of the times I keep trying to rely on the fact that at one point we were really, really bad at this game, and like, you know, because if you watch the Let's Play that just came out recently,
Yeah.
we're horrible.
We're-
like, there's
we're
people
so
who like
bad.
might as well just be standing against trees like this, and the killer walks by them, and like. So I just assume Gavin won't see me all the time, and I like just crouched down in some grass at one point, was looking at him, and Gavin was like kind of looking my direction. He turned slightly, and then he just went. He like ran right at me and just annihilated me.
My favorite thing as a killer in like that scenario, you know, where you're like, kind of expecting us to still be as bad, is finding someone who's going, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
It's like I always ask, like, "What are you doing?" And I just,
Wait,
like,
hiding over here?
there was one point where like the round started. I went near a generator. I heard the generator going, and then as I got closer, I could hear it being worked on. I'm like, "Oh, someone's over there." And like when you're the survivor, you hear a heartbeat, and it gets louder and louder and more intense.
And
like
then
as the
music
killer
kicks in right
gets
when-
closer,
yeah.
that means fucking run away
Yeah.
or get out of there.
Yeah.
I hear the thing getting worked on. I just walk right up to the generator, and Gavin's just standing there working on it, not moving. And I go, "What are you doing?"
Yeah,
And I
because in
just
my
kinda-
head, I hadn't messed it up yet. I was like, he doesn't know I'm here. I'm just like there.
he just didn't. It was like him working on it. He was like, "What's that?"
Yeah.
I'm just standing over him with a chainsaw.
That's the thing, too. The generator's loud, so it's kind of hard to hear the heartbeat every now and then. And when it starts, as soon as the generator starts, the killer knows which one got
if you
started.
fuck it up or if it starts.
It also
yeah.
makes a really loud noise. So if you're standing there and you start it, it's like you can't tell if there's a killer
And
nearby.
if it
or
blows
what.
out, you get stunned. Too.
Yeah,
A lot of the
Fucked.
time, it's hard to tell whether you've actually outrun the killer, especially when you've been like darting around.
until you see that red light, that
Yeah.
death light.
Yeah.
You're like, "Ugh."
So Michael was chasing me, and I was like, "Yeah, I think I got rid of him. So I just hopped in the nearest little cupboard, and I just heard Michael go, "Seriously?" Right behind me.
No, that was the thing during like at one point, Gavin went into a cupboard, got like and hid in there, and yeah, sure enough, Michael walked out. I was like, "What are you doing?" And opened him, pulled him out, shoved him on a hook, and I walked over and grabbed Gavin and pulled him off. But like most of us, when we're the killer, just stand next to the person on the hook until they die, and they can just kind of defend them. So Michael was still there, so he came over, beamed me in the back of the head. I went down. And instead of picking me up, he chased Gavin away.
Yeah.
And Gavin just ran into the same cupboard. It's like Michael's reaction was to go, "Seriously?" And opened it up and pulled him out.
I pulled out Gavin. I pulled out 3 people. Like in a
yeah, I was-
minute
yeah, I was
out
the
of the
other one,
shed,
yeah,
and
yeah.
2 of them were Gavin.
Yeah.
I pulled Gavin out, and the thing is like, the thing of the game is you don't really have health, you have hits. You start the game at full health, you get hit once, and you're limping. If you get hit a second time, you're down on the ground. And then the killer can pick you up, throw you over his shoulder.
Or another victim can bring you back.
Can
up
bring you
after
back,
walking in, yeah.
but you get 2 hits until you hit the ground, and then they can carry you, and then they hang you on a hook. If you find someone in a closet, though, it's instant. Like, I got you, even if you're at full health.
Yeah.
So, like, I found Gavin in the thing, hung him on the hook, and then he immediately ran right back to it. I'm like, "Gavin, you were
Watched
just
him
here."
do it, and I was just on the floor, like, "Are you serious?"
I risked my life for you. I like games where
It's so much fun.
It's one of the best
I
games.
love games
in a
where
long time.
personality can shine through. Like I feel like even if you were watching a game and you didn't hear any of our voices, you could probably tell
Yeah.
if you were like free camming who was who
Yeah.
based on their terrible decisions,
Yeah.
and based on like I don't know.
And I'm like, I'm super cautious in that game. Like, I hide all the time. Like,
Yeah.
as soon as I hear a heartbeat, I'm gone.
I'm
Even if it's
like the complete
weaker-
opposite. So
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm gonna wait till the killer's breathing down my neck.
Yeah, I've got no courage in that game at
There
all.
was a round where I was the killer. I must have fucking chased Jeremy for 2 minutes.
It was at the
straight.
end. It was just Ryan and I.
Yeah.
left.
It was
And
like-
one more Ryan goes, "Jeremy, what are you doing?" Because I got hit, and I was like, "Shut the fuck up, Ryan!" Like,
just
was chasing me for like so long.
It went on forever because the survivor has a number of obstacles they can kind of like throw in the way to slow the killer down, and the killer can either like go through them, but it takes forever, or has to go around them.
Yeah.
So it's constantly like, I see Jeremy and he takes a right around the corner, so it's like I need to get around that corner and then immediately find out if he went left or right. But it's usually like see a little head in the distance. But the killer is faster than the survivor,
Yeah.
And
then they get
slightly.
slow, and they get
Yeah.
slower when they get hit.
Right, and if the
I
survivor,
think it's still faster.
Yeah,
but-
when you get hit, you initially speed up so you can get away a little bit.
Yeah.
No, I just mean in general.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
General,
when
the
you're
killer's a
bleeding,
little
I think
faster
you're
than-
I
slower.
don't know actually.
I thought you were slower, but maybe
You're
not.
Yeah,
still
the
just slightly
kill-
faster or slower than the killer.
yeah, and when you run, like you have to run to get away
Yeah.
from killer, obviously, but when you run, you leave like red scratch marks behind that they can follow.
Yeah,
and
that
like
the killer can see.
So
Yeah, it's
to,
like
to get
footprints.
away, it's actually pretty difficult because you have to run far enough that they can't see you, and then stop running and find a place to hide so they can't follow you.
Yeah, yeah.
And I suck at that.
Yeah.
Like so, literally all I was doing is running from Michael. And as we got better as the killer, we now know it's like if you see a doorway with something that like I could throw down behind me, Michael will just avoid it.
Right,
just
exactly.
go around it.
Yeah, when we first started, we'd chase the person and then get caught in the trap. Now it's like he's gonna drop that, so I'm just
Yeah.
gonna not even run in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like once you get spotted once, if you get away, you're super lucky.
There was
Yeah.
there was this round though that was maybe my favorite round of anything we played, and it was like I don't think Ryan just said like we got too overzealous with like saving people.
Oh, it was
And
us
just
versus
like-
Jeremy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and,
Jeremy.
and we also played the game for like 2 hours on the stream, so it's like, who cares? Like, who
Yeah,
gives a
yeah.
shit if you win or not? Who cares?
Yeah, it's only
You know who cares?
Always
Funhouse.
well,
Funhouse.
I care a little bit. But Jeremy was the killer, and what his round essentially devolved into was him spinning in circles, whacking us. Like, there was a time where Ryan's running around Jeremy limping. Jeremy's got someone over his shoulder. I'm on the ground crawling at his feet, and he's like, where are you? Yeah. Who else is left? Who else is here?
What
Like there was
happened was-
one key moment where Jeremy had someone over his shoulder. He had me downed on the ground, and Ryan ran up to like pick me up.
Yeah, I think it was to
and
get you off a hook.
He literally even said out loud, he was like, "Well, you can't do anything because you're holding someone." And then right as Ryan gets near, you fucking whacked him with the knife. And Ryan was like, "All right, I'll admit I forgot you can still hit me." So then he like hobbles off. Jeremy killed all 4 of us in like 3
was
minutes.
so
I don't think we got a
fast.
single generator.
No.
It was
You
just
might have gotten
brutal.
And then
one.
on the flip side of that, I played around where I played the invisible dude. I didn't kill a single person, but that may have been my most fun ever as the killer. Just like going around and haunting people. Like at one point, I was invisible, standing in between all 4 of
That
you.
was
Like,
terrible.
what's
That was
going on?
so-
Yeah.
there was a
you
moment-
hit somebody and we were healing them. It was 2 of us were healing one person and you came up stealth and like, ah!
I think it was Jeremy. Someone literally goes, is that him? And we all look, and all of us like Scooby-Doo style go, oh! And then we just run in different
We're
directions.
like running through doors and coming out other ones.
Nothing's worse too when like you're running from something and you see someone running the opposite direction.
Dude,
You're just like,
dude.
wait, what?
Dude, there was a moment
What are you doing?
I was running with like I think Ryan or somebody else, and I thought I was running from the killer because the other thing about the heartbeat is you get the heartbeat like in
Yeah.
a wide radius.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to be right over you. So we're running. And we're like, I see who ended up being you, Jack, like hobbling towards me, and we're like, run, Jack, run, and you're like, nope, other way. We're like, okay. We're like, oh, he's behind you. Fuck. And we all
And
just started going
so
the
many
other
times
way.
too, like Gavin was being chased and he'd be running from the killer and I'd be hiding and Gavin would like bump into me and keep going, kill me. Oh, look at you! And like stop following me. I was like, motherfucker.
That's
I
the
did that,
best way to get
3
rid of a
times
killer,
and
is
run
like
around.
someone
I
else.
fucked you one time so hard. I think I got somebody. I ran up to try to get somebody off
It was
the hook.
me, I was on a hook, yeah.
Okay, and the killer, I can't remember which one of you it was, but was right there. And so I there was like a little blocker thing right here. So I ran around it. Jack was right here.
Yeah.
I kept going. I came back around, and then the monster saw me again. So I ran around again, and Jack's still there.
Yeah.
But the monster passed you twice.
That was definitely Michael because he was like I was on the hook and because it was one of those Michael moments where he saw you chasing you and then as he ran around the corner he saw Jack went, "What are you doing?"
But he missed him the first time.
He missed him the first time and kept
It's like, okay, I'm fine. I'm right here. I don't expect you to come back around. Like, oh, let me drag him over to him.
Well, the other
I
thing
didn't
is
expect you to still be there.
And the other thing is, you
I
don't
obviously
see
I was
the other
in pretty well.
survivors. When you're a survivor, unless you're on the hook or something, you don't see where the other ones are.
Yeah.
But in spectator mode, you do, and that's why it always looks awful when you lead
looks
someone
so bad
else, but
when
you
you-
have no idea.
Or
what
on the
you're
hook,
doing.
when I was watching it happen, I was like, well, Jack could have saved me there. Ryan tripped over him.
Yeah, the only time you see people is when they're down on the ground, they're being carried. Or maybe you don't even see them when they're being
You see
carried.
them when they get,
Oh,
you see them when they
you
get
can-
lifted and they
sometimes you see them
vanish.
when they're, yeah.
And then on the hook, because that's basically like, all right, there they are, go save them. You have the
Yeah,
option to go save them. And then the killer has a decision, basically, you can guard the guy and just watch him and he'll die because nobody else is, I mean, people might still run up, but then you can get them. But if they don't come save them, everybody else can just go play with all the generators while you're standing there doing nothing.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, what do you want to do?
But like for us, when we play, it's always a better idea to guard the guy because we will go for it.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
We will
to
go
a
for it.
fault.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the whole
Yeah.
round with
Unless
you.
you're Jeff.
It's like all 3 of us are injured or whatever, and like you have the 4th person like, I'll still save you. Jeremy won't
Well, 'cause the
stop
other thing
me.
too, I was the trap guy who was bear trapped. So every time I put someone on the hook and put a bear trap down in front of them, and without fault, people would come up and poke the person off the hook and take a step back.
Yeah,
into
to
the trap.
trap.
Or another thing that happens, which is really useful, is because you hold left click to take them off the hook, but you also hold left click to disarm a bear trap.
Yeah.
So if you put a fucking bear trap right in front of the hook, you run up, you're like, I got you. Oh, no, I don't. Stop. Stop fucking with the bear trap. And then
Yeah.
like
By then, I'm
the
like-
killer's standing there going, what are you doing with my bear trap?
put
There's a
that-
guy hanging a hook and there's a guy like working on a trap going, oh, don't mind me.
I don't want to be doing this.
Yeah, it's like shit.
It's like such a good trick.
Screwing your teammates is one of the funniest things to happen in the game.
Yeah.
Because I think it was Ryan who was working on one of the generators.
So much fun.
Oh,
He was like
gosh.
halfway through, and basically every so often it will throw a skill check at you. You have to hit space when the needle hits the
Yeah,
right
yeah.
button. And you got to be aware. So we're doing this, but 3 people
But
work on a
yeah,
generator. So it was
three
you and
people,
me.
3 people go super fast. It was you and
So
me.
Jack and I are like, oh, there's a generator. We both come up on it.
And
Ryan's
Ryan
already
was
there.
already on. It was like halfway full.
Within like 2 seconds, we both fail the skill check. So Ryan's like working.
Which
2 other people show
knocks
up.
it back.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Knocks it back and tells the killer where
Yeah.
you are.
So 2 people show up. We're like, oh, here we go. And then we both leg it, and Ryan's like, what are you doing?
So we knocked it down to like maybe like
It's
an
like-
eighth of what it should
and
have
He
minus-
been.
showed up and pissed in my face
Minus-
and then left.
Basically, like, did the equivalent of stabbing you in the hands and setting off a flare.
I was
running
like,
away.
even minus the killer, it's like walking into a mechanic's shop and be like, oh, you working on that car? And then just fucking hit me with a sledgehammer and then walking out. I'm like, bye. See ya.
Good luck with that.
Have fun with the customer.
Oh my god. That game is so
You
much
should
fun.
play it. It's so much fun. It's the most fun I've had
Do we
in a
do
long
highlights
time
of the
playing video
multicam
games.
stream?
I think
We
we're
do
gonna
usually.
start doing it soon. Jeff's talking about it last night.
I mean, we just
actually.
came up with all the highlights just there. We, should
We
just
nailed
listen
it,
to this
yeah.
Yeah,
conversation
just
and
listen
couple
to it
those in.
and cut it. I'm gonna do this first. Ad read. For Weebly. Hey, you know that great idea you have? The one you've been sitting on? The one everyone agrees is amazing, but now what? Time to get your idea out to the world with your own professional quality website, blog, or online store. Nice, Gavin. Wow. That's why I want to share how easy it is to get started with Weebly. Weebly was created for people with the courage to start their own business and the dream to be their own boss, and you don't need to be a web designer or know how to code to create a fantastic website. I was very impressed with the wide variety of professionally designed, mobile-friendly themes to choose from. Then simply drag and drop to quickly build and publish your site. It's that easy, little J. And you can customize, update, and change your site anytime on any device. Very cool. Creating a fantastic website shouldn't get in the way of your dreams. Join the over 30 million people who are already dreaming big with Weebly. Get started today for free at Weebly.com/offtopic. That's Weebly.com/offtopic. Weebly.com/offtopic. I like the fun for me reading these too is I get to see all the different ways they type it. Like this time they spell out Weebly.
Ooh, it's
It's bold and there's dashes in between it, and then over here they just say it.
You gotta make sure you get the right URL.
That's all. It's all
That's
different.
weebly.com/offtopic.
Yeah, the writing that they do makes me do good.
Man, when I do like, I love doing those hand things behind you while you do them. I did that on the patch a little while ago and totally fucked up Gus while he was doing it.
Yeah.
Like, he was not prepared for
I like
it.
that
Was it
halfway
just
through that one,
distracting
you
him?
were doing all this stuff, and then he said a bunch of stuff that didn't really fit hands, so you were just like,
Oh.
I went.
Just start doing the dog.
What you'll see
shadow.
is like if I don't know what to do, I'll just back out of frame with the hand.
so, oh, I'm excited, guys.
What are you
Yeah,
saying?
Did you
Yeah.
just? Wait, I'm sorry. Did you just?
Come.
You have a Weebly?
Oh.
You use that great idea you've been sitting on? Weebly.com/offtopic. Did you use it?
Were you done? We finished?
I was done. I'm
Okay.
bringing it back because I thought that's what you were
He's
going to say.
looping back
I thought you
around.
were going to segue into Weebly.
No.
Oh, okay.
I am excited, though, however, because I noticed a new hole in the Achievement Hunter ceiling.
Oh,
That's true.
Placed a little bounty on
It's
it.
an old hole.
It's not really a
actually.
new
No,
one.
no,
It's
yeah.
since the
Bounty on the
beginning.
hole.
it has a title now. What is it called?
The hole.
The $100 hole.
100 hole.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we put a
$100
bounty
hole.
of $100 on it. But basically, what happened is about 2 years ago, someone sent me a bunch of plastic bats and balls.
Are they that old?
They're in my office. the whole
Wiffle.
time.
There's like
Oh, I thought you
It's like a
just
wiffle
got
ball.
them.
No, no, no.
Use your words. Wow.
They got liberated from the
He
now
got stuck on the
streaming
word
office.
they.
I was like, where am I going with this? What's the next word? I got nothing.
You imagine
Fuck
that
it.
in court?
Abort.
Objection!
Back, back up.
I like you watched him give up on himself, dude.
You saw the light fade.
I thought those were new. They're like I was reading the package. They're like super wiffle balls. They're like aeronomically designed wiffle
Yeah.
balls.
Well, they don't have
holes.
wiffle though.
They don't have any
supposed-
holes in them.
Yeah.
Because that's
They're
what
supposed to
makes
go twice as far.
And they're thicker too.
That's what
They're
the package
heavier.
says.
Someone sent them to me so I could do a slow-mo with them, and I looked at them. I was like, I've got nothing here. What would the
But we
video
can
be?
bash them around the office.
But I've been opening up those balls, and there's like no aim. You can throw it up, you can connect with it pretty well. It could go absolutely any direction.
Yeah.
And that's why this challenge is hard. The $100 hole has to be the ball hit in through the hole with the bat.
And the hole is barely bigger.
the hole,
the hole's
the
not
hole,
that
the
big.
hole is the size of a junction
And
box.
on the ceiling, which is
1900.
real high.
It's like
So,
if
you're
you
familiar with it.
drew a square around the ball, that's the hole size.
Gavin, I just said it's a 1900 square box.
he just
I was
explained
said
it.
I was
familiar with that.
translating it
It's a
for the
junction box.
layman.
Yeah. I've gotten really good at nailing one of our lights.
Yeah.
Yeah, so did you. You
100%.
let the little comet trail.
I
through the
always
light.
hit one
What?
of the China balls, and
The
Ryan,
fucking
Oh,
China
that
ball
one,
he
yeah,
destroyed.
yeah.
and Ryan always hits the fluorescent.
Yeah.
Neither of have broken yet.
No,
Yeah.
but you
Well,
fucked up the
China ball has
ball.
like a hole in it, like you punched a hole
It's
through
no
the
longer
moon.
a hole, Jack.
Well,
It's a gash.
Oh, yeah.
It's
That's
about
paper,
2 feet
though.
long.
It is paper. That's how you destroyed it, because it's just paper.
But it's just nice to have a new objective because in the other office we had that pole.
Oh yeah.
That Ryan eventually, after many months, got one of the
No, it was one day.
Yeah.
Well, we would always
Months of-
try.
Yeah, but it took like an hour.
Oh, it was
Yeah.
a solid
I filmed
hour
the
and a
whole
half,
thing.
yeah.
There was one day of focused commitment, but really
Yeah.
we tried.
I'm
for
sad to
several
say
months.
it's not there anymore.
We've
The
also
dart is gone.
we've
How do
been
you know?
fucking with the ceiling.
I've been in
If
there
only
all
there
the
was some way
time
to
for the
check.
show.
How do
yeah.
you know? How do you know? Did you look?
I never look. I just assume. And with my mind tingles, it says it's gone.
We've been doing a
Mine,
lot
too.
with the ceiling lately. Like there was that.
Yeah, I've been fucking the ceiling.
It's true. We have been though.
Have we
Like
shown-
honestly,
we haven't shown the golf club thing.
that's what
We
I was gonna
had
say.
that,
We did
yeah.
a thing where like we dangled. So we got
Yeah, Rockstar. So Rockstar sent us the GTA 5 iron, which they only made probably 100 of these things.
Yeah,
right?
and what did we do? We snapped it in
So
half.
no,
99.
we
We
snapped
as
it.
achievement hunters, Gavin and Andy.
stood on the head of the club and pulled it from the
No,
back.
I was trying to jump over it while Andy held it.
What?
Yeah.
No, you were standing on it. I watched
How
it
did that
happen.
land? Okay, so you tried.
Anyway,
he was holding
you
it.
half jumped and you stepped on it.
It just came right in half.
He
And
was like
so-
stepping on it to prepare the jump and just snapped it in half.
Yeah,
with
and
his
so he
foot.
snapped this thing in half, which is like holy shit. So
We all freaked
So our
out.
buddy Phil, who works at Rockstar, I'm like, hey, like we're doing this charity event before RTX. Like, if you could send some stuff, and like, oh yeah, by the way, we don't have a golf club anymore. So he sent us 3 golf clubs, one of which I gave away at our auction or our raffle we did at K1, and we have 2 now. So don't break it.
Oh yeah, I won't.
So the lights we have, if you've seen the Achievement Hunter office, they're like these balls,
Yeah.
these like paper balls, basically.
They distribute light. They diffuse the light
yeah,
throughout the
and
room.
the light bulb just goes in the center, and then it's just like this paper casing around it. And then there's this wire like mesh running through there's like a circle, and then there's like just a piece of wire across it, like connecting the ball to the wire frame. So we were bored the other day, and we started trying to hang the golf clubs on the tiny little thin piece of wire.
Do you think this is why Funhouse always accuses us of not working?
I guess, but I mean,
I
we
think
made a
we were
video
waiting-
out of it.
accusation.
we
We
made
were waiting
content
for
out of it.
Dude, we
waiting
were working.
for Jeff to show up from a meeting or something.
How many?
Yeah, we were just waiting.
How many work orders to John Mace do you think start with "We were bored the other day"?
That's the funny thing about it.
Us?
So like John Mace is like, I don't even know what the hell his title is.
Facilities manager.
Yeah, so he makes sure shit's running right. Like
Like if the AC goes out, the lights turn off. or
right.
break.
It's his job to like
Yeah.
fix that shit
Half
up.
of those they've fixed very well.
Yeah, they fix the lights jiffy quick. But like anytime we break shit, it's like, hey John, I don't know how this happened, but like somebody just completely destroyed the ceiling over here, so we'll just have to get it
exploded.
fixed.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
it's weird.
really crazy
We
how it
just
happened.
came
We
in
have to
and,
fix
like,
it. And he's
shit
like,
was
okay.
broken.
And it's funny when he comes in to fix shit, and this happened the other day, where we have to point out the stuff that he doesn't need to fix. So like he came in to change the light bulb because it just burned out. We had nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
That was just nature. Okay? The light bulb just burned out. As he came in though, he's like looking at the ceiling, he's talking about it. He's like, okay, yeah, we'll get one. We'll have to come in here because our ceiling's super fucking tall. They have to get like a 12-foot ladder to bring in and shit. And I don't think he noticed it, but I just wanted to point it out so he didn't fix it. And I was like, yeah, and if you see to your left that light over there that's got a rip through it, like it's just, I mean, it must have just happened. Nobody did anything to it or anything. you can go ahead and leave that, because that doesn't really need to get fixed. That was when Gavin threw a wiffle ball. He hit it with the bat and just like ripped right through one of the
yeah,
lights,
it's
like
like,
destroyed it.
It was like a human body. It's like quite a small entrance hole, and then a completely
Yeah.
blown out back.
The exit
And
was
also,
blown out.
the bulbs inside there are probably like $60 bulbs too. Like they're special bulbs for like shooting, and it's like
Thankfully, we've never hit the bulb.
Never
True.
once.
Wow.
That
But
we know of.
So the golf club thing. So
Yeah.
and we ended up. Yeah, do you want to finish this?
Well, it was just like one of the many things that we do in the office, and John Mace is like, am I fixing this, or is this broken? We're like, no, we're good. We're just hanging golf clubs. Don't worry about it. And like, I feel the need to point out the broken shit that doesn't need to get fixed. But we were hanging the golf clubs.
We should also point out the golf, like the lights are directly above all our computers.
Oh, yeah.
Like all
Right.
6
All the
computers, like,
monitors,
literally
yeah.
the back of all of our stuff faces inwards, which is exactly where they hang. So
We have this whole conversation about like how to hang it, what you get points for. We like to assign like points for things, or like what the
There's a point
better
system.
the
Points
better
of money,
hang
one or the other,
is.
yeah.
Like Gavin hung his golf club by wedging it in between the two edges of the paper.
I did.
But I was committed on hanging my golf club just on the wire, which was like far more difficult because of the curve of the golf club, like from the handle to like, well, I don't know, the bottom part where it hits the ball. So it kept sliding off. So we hung all this shit up. Gavin hung up the broken club,
Like
which
just
is
the
only
head
like
of it,
it's
yeah.
just the
Like
end,
just a
so it's
little
only
bit.
like a foot long, and he hung it up. So we got all 3 of them up there. We were pretty proud of ourselves. But then we started talking about like it doesn't look symmetrical, because now like the broken one's on the right and then there's 2 long ones on the left. So we were like, let's switch it so the 2 long ones are on the side and the broken one's in the middle. And Gavin's like, well, I hung 2 of them, so I feel like you have to take that one down and hang it. So I'm like, okay,
Can you imagine if we were called into Matt's office?
this is all true.
It's like, what did you do this week?
This was part of the day.
This, yeah.
So then I realized, shit, how do we even get the little one down? Because like the other ones, you just grab the handle and take them down. But this one is like in the light bulb because it's
Yeah.
only
And
this
I
long.
stood up
Like-
on my desk that is
Yeah.
like
You
bowed
stood
like
on that
this.
thing?
it's like
Yeah.
12
Jesus
feet
Christ.
up in the
So-
air.
so
No
Jack-
one else wanted to get up on my desk.
I'm on Gavin's side of the
No
desk.
one else could have.
Yeah.
Holding the golf club, and Jack's on his side of the desk trying to like catch the broken piece
so it doesn't shatter.
so it doesn't, and I'm just whacking it with a golf club. I'm like, you ready, Jack? Just catch it. And I'm wailing on the one that's wedged into place as Jack's anticipating to catch it, and you're just freaking out in the corner filming it, like giggling like
Because
crazy.
we're trying to solve this amazing problem that
I'm just
doesn't
like-
actually exist.
I'm just like this, like wailing, and like, it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. I knock it out. Jack catches it, like, amazingly. We're like,
Yeah.
oh! Gavin says something,
Yeah.
and then Jack throws it towards
Yeah,
Gavin,
no,
like,
because
just to be a
Gavin
dick.
was down. I was gonna just like chuck it at his feet because he
Yeah.
was still filming. I'm like, all right, I'll chuck it at his feet. And so I throw it, and somehow, like the middle one still had the golf club hanging off of it.
The left two did.
No, because you had the one in
Oh,
your
that's
hand.
right,
Yeah,
that's
yeah, so
right.
you
I
had
took
the
it
one.
down to use it.
So
as
the
a-
middle one had the thing hanging. I threw it, and it clipped it like as it was going towards Gavin, and so it starts swinging and then falls
Dude.
and slams.
Dude, it didn't even, like, it went ape shit, right? Jack hit the club. This club took me like 100 tries to hang. I was like hanging like this, like the most delicate thing ever. I'd hang it, I'd let it go, and it would immediately fall.
Yeah.
Jack throws part of a golf club, hits it. The thing starts swinging like a fucking chandelier, like everywhere. I remember looking at it and I was like, I can't believe it hasn't fallen yet. And then finally it falls and just slams into my monitor on top of my TV. And the whole monitor goes, ah! I'm like,
We played it back frame by frame on the footage. There's one frame where the golf club hits the top of the screen, the whole screen goes white.
my TV got real dumb. When
It's just like, ding, ding.
And then it was just like, it hit, and there was just the sound of the golf club being like, ding, 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 we're like coming to a rest. And we were like, RT life, done.
Yeah.
There's a video.
So it was like picking up, like, I think everything's okay. And as far as we can tell, there was no fires or anything. So that's
We're
a
good.
sign.
And we all survived to tell the tale.
And we have footage, so that's
We have
that's
footage?
the
I
key.
feel
As long as
so
you have
bad
footage.
for like John Mason and all them with their office. He walked in one time because we had talked to him about possibly hanging that giant nose.
Oh yeah.
And he like we talked about this.
Gavin kept going on and on about it. Like, we
Put it on
gotta
the wall
hang
like
it
a
on the
moose
He
head.
wall.
wanted to take the nose
It'd
and
be like the
mount it
room
on
was.
the wall.
It'd be like the room was sniffing us.
And like so we like it got brought up to John like a bunch. The day John Mace came in to look at the nose, we decided to just go all out on
By
this
we, Jeremy put the final nail in the coffin when he drop kicked it.
So
And
just to be fair, this was after I'd.
completely-
Well, Ryan
No,
had
you
the golf
whacked the
club.
crap
I
out
kept
of it.
walking. I kept taking the other end of the,
The
golf
little-
club and
yeah.
just breaking the ribs off of
Right,
it.
and
'Cause
like
it-
it's so funny because we have it on video as well. And like
respect.
Ryan's just whacking it, and Gavin's sitting in his chair going,
why do you hate it so much?
It's even better because he doesn't say angrily. He says it like it's his family. He goes, Ryan, why do you hate it?
And of course, just to add to how much we fuck up the office, the first thing Ryan did was he tried to stand across the room and throw the golf club so it would stick in the nose.
All right, to be fair,
And he
you
took it-
asked me to do that.
Right, and so he takes the club.
Yeah.
And he guns it, but it goes lower than he expects and hits the rug and like gouges his fingers.
Dude, it's like a huge shred out of the carpet. And we're all like, oh! And it's like carpet sticking up out of the floor.
And
Can
so
you believe we've never broken any equipment?
no, we never have.
Like you threw one of the wiffle balls into that Apple screen that
Oh,
was just down the ground. Somehow it didn't break. It hit the glass.
real hard to hit.
Yeah,
That was
those
during the
Wiffle
verses.
balls are real bouncy though.
Yeah,
They got a lot of
But
spring in
we've
them.
actually never had an incident. Where it's like, oh, that's
We
cost us
do
a lot of
have
money.
like 2 Xboxes that if you put a disc in them, they go like ah.
Yeah, but
how
that's not
Come on.
necessarily like our. Like we didn't hit it.
After
There's
all
never
of
been a
these
mistake.
stories, would you not be surprised if we had done something that caused that though?
That would
There's
shock
just
me,
never been
but
that moment.
There's
where it
never
was
been like, oh, we broke
oh,
that.
that's $1,000 worth of damage.
Right.
Yeah.
That's never happened yet.
Yeah.
And
We've
done
got
shit-
stuff gammy, like Jeff will pour a milkshake all down the back of my desk.
There's been that's happened over some of your like Phantom equipment.
But not
That's
on
actually
it.
like the thing that was the most damage that I had
Near
to get
it.
repaired is that he bent the pins in my Cine Station, which is how I download Phantom footage because he threw something at it. I was like, all right, I guess I need my own office where there's no Phantom stuff in the middle of achievement.
you had it for
I
a
had it,
time.
yeah.
and never used it.
But to elaborate on the whole nose thing, like after.
Oh, yeah, we didn't finish what
After
happened.
Ryan whacked the shit out of it and stuff.
Have we released that video?
No.
No,
Because
Then-
we were debating like
Look, it was a subtle whack. I
At-
would just
well,
come up and just
at
like
the
pop
time,
one rib
at the
off.
time, I remember the conversation being like, all right, the nose is gone. Like we just destroyed
was
it.
done.
It's broken. We destroyed it. Does anybody still need this? Because we probably shouldn't put a video out if they do, because they're gonna be mad. But like
Well, I
that
mean, it
was like
made for crunch time.
that was
Yeah,
like
it
why
was- yeah.
right, but still the reason you had it is because it was made for crunch time. You got into your head at some point you're gonna wear it for your Halloween costume, and I guess
Which is
told
fucking
Bernie
impossible.
that. So Bernie, I think he bought it like from crunch time or like from the set, and then gave it to you.
Yeah.
And by gave it to you, it means he slopped it in our office, and it sat there for 6 months.
Instead of so long, and John Mace walks in because he's actually gonna look at hanging it, and it's just a crumpled.
It's like
fucking
folded
It has
over.
been
Like,
broken in
I
half
think
because at
someone
the end of
kicked
that
it.
video,
I think Michael kicked it and I heard a crack, and then that's when I decided, well, now it's done.
it's
Now
on.
it's
Yeah.
dropkick safe.
So then I ran across the room and drop kicked it, and it just went in
The
half.
video's great because it's just me, clonk, clonk, and then Michael kicks it, and then just from out of frame, a flying drop kick
Jeremy
from
comes
Jeremy
from nowhere,
comes in.
and the best part about it too is no, he doesn't even fly in. He
No,
literally
just-
like goes like, huh? Then does it. Like he wanders in the frame like, well, what do you guys got going on over here? Oh, I'll get in this. And then jumps into the air and drop kicks it with both feet. And the thing is just like, it's just
John
bows.
walks in and sees it, and he goes, "Is this what we're hanging?" And we're like, "Yeah." And he opens up the back of it and looks at the wood frame inside, and it's all mangled. And he goes, "Well, we could put in some boards here." And Michael goes, "You're talking about fixing it?"
He's like,
the bridge of this
yeah,
mess.
he's like, yeah, we'd have to reinforce this. And I'm like, don't fix it, just throw it away.
Get rid of
Gavin's
it.
like, no, it's fine. Fix it up and hang it up.
hang
And
it.
like he finally left with like, he's like, all right, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm gonna leave, and I'm gonna come back in a week or two, and I'm just gonna hope you guys have completely destroyed this.
Yeah, sure enough.
So I don't have to hang.
I wanted him to inject it with that insulating foam that expands so it like will puff back out again.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Because we broke it, like with
tough
the dropkick
stuff.
broke it in
Some
half.
shit.
cool.
Yeah, right. Just like
something
right at the
stuff.
bridge.
Yeah,
It
the
just snapped it
dropkick
in.
broke the bridge, but I think the thing that actually like finished it was during the Mario Kart thing against.
Oh, God,
Screw
it got
Attack.
it hit
Gavin
Gavin
was
was
thinking-
using it as a seat.
Gavin
in that video.
sat on it,
You're
and
like,
as he sits on it, he goes.
Well, the damage had already been done.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
it
then
was done.
over.
Yeah. You can see that if you want a reference to where it was after we beat the shit out of it. It's a good one.
It looked like a broken
drunk,
nose.
The end of the drunk Mario Kart video with us and Screw Attack. In the last race, when Gavin doesn't even play and he's just wandering around the room, he ends up sitting in it like a throne, and it's just a mess. It's
We
just
should do
a
a hard
pile
cut
of wood.
from it being in crunch time to the puddle of just rubble that it became.
I ended up getting rid of it. I went next door and I asked Steffi to get the hand truck. We have like this wagon hand truck, which is kind of like for loading the drink fridge and shit like that. She brought it over. I loaded it on like a dead body, and I wheeled it all the way out of the building, all the way over to the dumpster. And
At the front gate?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Right near the front gate. I walked all the way over there.
Yeah, this final moment.
You give like a Viking feud, like shoot a flaming bow.
Actually
We talked about burning it.
I filmed it. I filmed myself throwing it away. I'm like, I think I filmed the walk, actually. I'm like, well, walking out to get rid of the nose. In case we used the video of us destroying it, that would be the end of the video. So that's on my phone still somewhere.
It was
and
bad
then I just
by the
threw
end.
the whole thing.
There were pieces of wood falling out of it. It was
R.I.P.
bad.
nose.
Great times, though. It served its purpose like a son of a bitch.
It lived a full life. For
I mean,
a
what
day,
was...
you know.
Okay, they used it for crunch time. It was
You know,
a prop. And then
that
what
might-
were they going to do with it after that? Throw it away? Put it in
Yeah.
storage somewhere?
But think
That
about it,
lived a life.
that might be the most expensive thing we broke then.
It
I'm
probably
sure
is.
it costs
It
thousands
probably
to make
is.
that.
Thousands?
Probably
Are you
not
kidding?
thousands.
Well, I mean, how much does it cost to get like someone like Marcus to make
I saw
them?
John Mace walking by over there.
Was he shaking his head?
It's like,
Or was he
wait,
just
what
giving us the middle
Oh,
finger?
hey, pal.
Hey, buddy. Your stuff's awesome.
Sorry, we're so bad to deal with.
Keep up the good work.
Good. We love you, John.
I mean, I stopped him from fixing the nose, though,
That's
right?
true.
I'm looking
Yeah,
out.
Michael's like, do not fix that
I was like,
nose.
do not invest your time or effort into this.
I like that some prop maker spent God knows how many hours designing
Seriously, it
and
wasn't
building
that
that thing.
But it served its
of a
purpose.
thing.
Could you make a giant nose?
Yes, I could make that very easily.
Sounds like a challenge.
Sounds like that.
Versus,
I don't think you
mine
could.
makes a nose.
Yeah.
You'd make a
You
shoddy
of all
nose.
people should know this. You've done a lot of
a
woodworking.
lot of wood in there, man.
I
It's just a
remember-
goddamn. It's a wood outline.
No, it's
Okay.
like cut with slats.
Yeah,
There are-
yes,
there
no,
are a
it
lot
was
of slats.
it was just think of like the dinosaur models you get at the museum.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just the slats of wood. That's all it was. It
And
was
those
a wood
foam
bag.
You have those?
skin sheet.
You just cut it on a saw.
Okay.
I bet if we gave you 2 weeks, you couldn't make that nose.
2
You
weeks.
could totally
I mean,
make
if
that
I had
in
to,
2
you
weeks.
know, it's easily. If I had a wood shop, I could do it in a day.
I don't know.
If only
You'd also
we had
have
a
some
wood
cloth,
shop
right?
here at Rooster Teeth with lots of equipment and stuff. Oh wait, we do.
I actually don't know what we got over
We
there.
have
What's
to
the
say
name?
that too,
To
we
be
have
fair,
like a-
probably
That's
where
probably
they
where
built
it came from. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna go back over there.
Someone text Marcus right
Do you
now
think
and
you
ask
go
him
over
how
there?
long it would take him to
You can
rebuild
go
it.
over there and Ryan's like, yeah, so I want to make like a giant nose. And they go, oh, like the one I made on Crunch Time? Where's that at? It's around here somewhere.
It's great. We just thought it needed a friend.
Yeah.
here, I'll text Marcus, ask him how long it takes.
I'm also looking at hashtag #OffTopicAH on Twitter.
So now
I'll
we're-
be looking at that.
We're like
if you wanna
using
send
up
some.
Marcus. Marcus is probably working on something right now, making it. And then now you're asking for like a nose
No,
quote
this is
again.
important. This is critical.
He's gonna drop what he's doing though to reply to Jack. Like,
All he's got to do, he's just gonna
Someone
write
brought
it.
up, because we were saying
Yeah.
that we've never actually fucked up a piece of equipment or anything
Yeah.
like that. Someone said, didn't Lindsay spill a whole cup of coffee inside of her computer one time? That did
true?
happen.
That
I
did
mean,
happen.
maybe, but that's not fucking it up. That's like she knocked it over. That's not us being.
No, I mean like
No,
just
it's
the
true.
coffee onto the
Assholes.
computer.
Our shenanigans.
I
did
know
not
that,
Oh,
but
but
it
you're
wasn't
saying, like,
like
it wasn't
with a
like we were
baseball
doing something
bat.
dumb.
She maybe knocked
Dude,
it over
if
because
that
she's fucking
baseball
clumsy.
bat.
if that thing, the cine station that Jeff bent, if that wasn't under warranty, that would have been the most expensive. I think that's the
How
most
much would that
expensive
cost?
thing in the room. The thing, it's like $18,000.
Wait, which thing?
The little station that I put the Cinemags on
Oh,
for the
yeah,
Phantoms
yeah,
down
yeah.
there. Like Jeff threw something at it and it bent some of the pins over,
Yeah.
so it didn't fit anymore. I was like,
You didn't just bend them back?
nah. I didn't want to like detach them. Like sometimes like tiny metal like that, if you bend it one way and bend it back, it just comes off.
Oh,
So was like,
I learned that growing up with the little cable that goes in the TV for like, Nintendo.
oh.
It's like the plug to the gray box to the coaxial that
Yeah.
spins in, and it's like, oh, it's bent. It just fucking broke.
Yeah. It's like, well, now it's weak and now it's off.
And now I can't play Nintendo. What the fuck?
Wonk wonk.
18 grand. Is there anything else in our room that's more than that?
In one item? I don't
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah, our computers are
Oh,
a
God,
couple,
no,
maybe
yeah.
a couple thousand.
Maybe.
There was that time you dropped your Mac walking through security or something.
Well, the guy dropped it.
Oh, okay.
I dropped it in the office because I took my Mac.
Ryan,
Pro.
please.
You're big.
Yeah, I took my bin home, and I guess the way that you get into those, there's a little switch, and it just you pull up the whole thing, but you hold it by that.
Yeah.
So I walked up to it, I unplugged everything. I was like, all right, put this in my suitcase. I pulled the shell off, and the whole thing like rolled off the desk. So I was like, oh my god, because they're expensive.
That was like $5,000.
Yeah.
5-6.
So I was like, oh god, plug it in, it still works.
But
Like,
again-
oh, thank Christ. So I put it in, and then I locked it.
Uh-huh.
In security, It went through the X-ray. They're like, "What is that?" And I was like, "It's a Mac. This is what they look like now." And they're like, "I've never seen one of these in my life." He takes it up and he goes and falls on the floor. I was like, "I locked it." It turns out the lock just doesn't work on that, and it's
So the first
permanently
time
loose.
probably wasn't your fault.
No, I mean I didn't know about it.
And again, no shenanigans that led to that. That was just a legit.
Yeah, but that thing still works. Not well. I hate that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did we get that?
I have that. I have that at home.
We don't have
I got
anything
it.
else
That
that's
thing's
that
fucking
expensive.
awesome.
Yeah, I have that.
All right, David on Twitter says, I live 75 miles from Chicago, but the Final Fantasy 15 movie is in theaters on the same day. Can't decide what to do. Go to Let's Play Live. Go to Let's Play Live.
I mean, the
That's-
movie will still be there.
Yeah, the Let's
Straight
Play
up.
Live.
The movie
One
will
day
be
only.
there
Be though.
One day
Tomorrow.
only.
We're all
Yeah,
gonna
you should
kill
absolutely do that
ourselves.
instead.
Limited screen.
Damn, dude.
Or he
Heard
could
it
go
here.
and see the movie, and then later we could do our own special Let's Play Live again just for him.
At his
Dressed
house.
up as Final
Command
Fantasy 15
performance.
characters.
Or
We'll start driving.
catch an earlier show. Matinee, you know. They're
I
cheaper.
thought you meant to Let's Play Live. I was
No,
like, what? Just get an earlier show.
Could
you know,
be a
whatever.
premiere though, Ryan. What if
Just
it's
wait
the
till it comes
premiere?
out on
Didn't
DVD.
catch a later show.
There you go. Yeah, I'm gonna go with earlier or later.
Yeah. What day is that?
Let's Play Live.
Yeah.
19th,
August 19th.
which I assume is like a
Friday.
Saturday. It's Friday.
That's a
Okay.
Friday. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. We're a little more than a month out from it. You're gonna be there.
I haven't been to Chicago in years.
I've
Never been.
2007.
I've been to Chicago Airport. I've been through O'Hare a few times, but I've never been to actual Chicago.
The airport sucks.
It's kind of an older airport. It's parts of it are nice, but most
Dude.
of it is not.
Speaking of which, Gavin, free fucking
yeah.
executive platinum.
Oh, you did it?
I
Did
did
it? Oh, damn.
Why?
Okay.
Gavin's kicking people out
was
of first
looking-
class left and right.
You gone. I'm not even flying. Get out.
Because you.
We'll keep this brief because people don't travel apparently. But it's 100,000 miles
Plebs.
in a year to get that. The closest I ever came was I think 82,000 for the entire year.
Yeah.
And somehow this year I did it in 7 months, and I'm insanely
Less
depressed and excited, but mainly depressed about it.
I mean, we were talking about it earlier. It's like, have you been in the office for a week the entire year?
For a week straight.
A week straight. 5
Well, I mean,
days
I've not
in
been
a
at
row.
Achievement Hunter a week straight. I've been in the office. I've been
Right,
in
but
like
that's
$1
what
million
Achievement Hunter
and
office.
Immersion.
Probably
Oh,
not.
Achievement Hunter, no.
Yeah.
That's
Sounds
what it
about right.
takes to get executive platinum.
But a lot of the time I'm just here doing other stuff.
What I want to know,
Less
now that
important
you're
stuff.
executive platinum, and if you
Not
can
just platinum.
you can just do like an eye thing, if you're not allowed to say. But is there like a special pack room to the Admirals Club with like better cheeses?
I mean, there is.
Ryan loves
Right,
those
there's already
cheeses.
3 different cheeses in there.
There
What
is.
more do you want?
There
Do you
is
want
another
Edam?
room. Yeah, there's a first class
there actually
room in the
is.
Admirals Club.
At
But
LAX.
that you need to have a first
How
class ticket.
many cheeses?
It's like the equivalent of the BA Concorde Lounge. Is like you can fly as many miles as you want, but you're not getting in there unless you have a first.
In my
Yeah,
mind,
it's only
there's
first class
it's,
ticket.
It's like the hedonist bot from Futurama. It's just like a couch that you just stretch out on, and someone brings grapes.
I would say going from the crappy gray of platinum to
Oh, yeah.
when it updates.
Yeah, the gray banner on platinum doesn't look good. It looks like
Nah,
silver.
Gold looks cool.
Gold
It's like,
looks
oh, yeah,
great,
deluxe
and then
there.
silver
Oh.
or platinum looks blech.
Drop to black. That
But
would
yeah,
be awesome.
dude, you are.
Whoa,
you
Gavin
are,
has 0 upcoming trips. That's kind of
well,
surprising.
What?
What?
Surprising.
No, you
and
just gotta
wrong.
slide it over to get the
yeah,
line
on the
at
mirror.
the
It's
end.
like, oh, you've got
I just
30.
haven't booked him.
God damn.
Man.
So, Jack, people are asking about Let's Play Live that you've said before that, I mean, we're trying to go to other cities and stuff like that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
all
So,
planned.
yeah, so
I think are you ready
But-
to announce Let's Play Live for Jamaica?
Yeah, yeah.
But I was gonna
Let's
say-
We're
Play
all
Live
going
for
for
Maui.
3 weeks, I think.
But people are
it's a
asking
one-night show.
if is this just a U.S. thing at this point, or are we looking at outside stuff possibly?
Okay, so when people ask about like future Let's Play Live stuff, I always say like we have a list of about 10 to 15 cities that are kind of like if we're gonna do more, these are the ones we're gonna do. So if you're in a major city, if you're in if you're in Denver, if you're in Miami, if you're in a Seattle, Portland, like a major city, it's probably
Denver,
on that
Seattle,
list.
Portland, confirmed.
And so
By Jack.
yeah, there
By
you go.
Jack.
Sure,
How major is Denver?
pretty big. I mean that's
Is
it.
it?
Anyway,
Ask the
so
creatures.
yeah, so we have other ones in
And
mind.
cow chop.
The only thing we're focusing on
Cow
right
chop.
now is Chicago, though. Chicago is the only thing we have planned and actually like we're setting up right now. And then as we do more, I mean, like we're not. I don't think we're ever gonna do like a proper tour where it's like we do like a bunch of stops
Get
kind
in
of
a
over the course
bus.
of a week. I wanted to do that. I want to do like 8 shows over the course of like 3 weeks and get on a bus and go do that. I think
How would
it'd
We
be
we
did
Wow.
awesome.
talk about it.
Yeah.
How would we
I
put
know
out
he did.
videos?
We'd film a bunch or not
Remember
film
before
anything.
Laser Team?
Yeah, that's true.
That was 2 of us though.
Well, we can do
We
it.
still overfilmed a bunch. Remember that GTA night?
Oh Jesus. Anyway, so as far as like other stuff, but like
video that
we
hasn't
are
come out.
looking at other cities as far as like Vancouver's on the list, Toronto. Like there's a few other places that we'd like to go, but it adds a lot of extra issues to when you go out of the country because you need to deal with visa issues because we're making money outside of the country becomes a thing. So it's on there, but we'll see. So.
And it has to be a hell of a lot more profitable to be international because of how much more expensive it is.
Expensive.
We only have NTSC Xboxes, so we can't be plugging them in England. They ain't gonna work.
We have to bring our own monitors.
For now, though, go see Jack at RTX Sydney.
Yeah.
That's another country.
You going to Australia again?
Yeah,
for
RTX Sydney.
You go a lot.
You didn't go last
I've been
year.
in Australia in well over a year now.
That, I mean, to be fair though, that sounds insane.
I haven't traveled to Australia in well over a
in
year.
this company, I grasp what you're saying. But to the audience, that sounds insane.
But it's like my wife's Australia. I figured we'd go there more than at least once a year.
true.
And it's like no,
That's-
she went this
Dude,
year.
I haven't been to
Incredible
Australia
amount.
in well over never. Man,
I was having a conversation with a relative of I just went home to New Jersey, but the last time I was home, like around April, it was my nephew's birthday, and I saw a cousin of mine who I hadn't seen in like 4 or 5 years. She's like 2 years older than me, and she lives in Wisconsin with her family. Her husband is from Wisconsin. They moved there. They live there, and she's like, "Oh, it's great to see you. I haven't seen you in forever." I'm like, "Yeah, And we started talking about like visiting, and she's like, "How often?" do you visit? And I go, I try to visit as much as possible, but I only usually get home like 3 times a year, like to fly from New Jersey. And she's like, it's the first time I've been home in 2.5 years. And I'm like, oh. And I'm like, you're just from Wisconsin to New Jersey. She went once in like almost 3 years.
Travel's expensive as
Yeah,
crap.
but it's just
It
like,
really is.
I've been in Australia in over a year.
And that's an expensive trip.
Yeah, that's an expensive and very, very long trip as well.
Dude, that
so.
side of the world costs a lot to get to.
Yeah,
It
it
does.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be fun. I'm excited for RTX Sydney, and also it's the second RTX Sydney, or the second RTX Sydney, which this one will have air conditioning. So
Yeah.
Brand new fucking convention center.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Is it even open yet?
I think it's opening just before we. It's
not even-
I
it's
think
not
we're
even
the
done.
first major show
I
that's going.
I
I
on.
remember them talking about that at
Yeah.
RTX Australia this year in January. They were like, that building that's not done yet, that's where we're having
You
it
should
next
be
year.
the first to christen one of the bathrooms.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Just find one.
A box of Fruit
And
Loops.
just pee all over the floor.
Claim it however you feel appropriate.
Yeah, you who was saying the bog smelled like
We already
cereal.
talked about
talked
it.
about
Already had this
Yeah.
conversation. Jack started it. None of us said anything, and he went, bathroom smells like Fruit Loops now.
Well, how does it didn't?
Because that's what it smells like.
It
I
smells
guess
like
I've
Fruit
never
Loops.
smelled Fruit Loops.
What?
In my life.
I don't
We
think
probably have Fruit Loops in this office. Do we have any PAs
You'd
right
be like
now?
20
We
feet
go-
from Fruit Loops and smell them with that. I'm sorry.
You blow up my house and then you
Hey, I already built it.
you rebuilt the house.
Oh, yeah. Whole
Better
house
than
is
ever.
done. Michael's house is done. Just finishing up.
Did that
on
come
the-
out
What
yet?
about?
No, I think that's out yet.
It's out for first.
No, it's
out
out
today.
for first.
Oh, okay. Well, if you're a
Did you
first,
get the
if you're a
art
first-
right,
There you
though?
go. What?
Did you get the art right, though?
We're not calling them
Got
firsties.
every piece of art.
Call them
correct.
whatever you want.
I watched.
Firsties?
I watched my recording of that Let's Play and got every single painting exactly right.
Did you really?
Yep. I went from wall to wall and just sat there.
Is this the first time we've
Well, I
actually rebuilt from an explosion instead of just reloading?
Jack's
Well,
house
we
got
couldn't
pretty
reload
burnt
either.
once, I think. But I remember saying to little Jack, I was like, you better get every painting right. You better do it block for block. And you're like, I've done this before.
I have. I
And I was like,
rebuilt
oh,
the
yeah.
Twin City in my
You
world when
made
I
the
was a
cheat.
kid.
If I did it, you would have been fucked.
Yeah.
I would have been like,
Nope.
I ain't fixing shit.
Yeah, that's dirt.
I'm still working on the nice
Here's
time
some-
I
here's some
Carrie's room
materials.
is fucking confusing.
Carrie's corner?
Carrie's corner is confusing, and that
It
got
better not say Carrie's a room when I get back.
that got annihilated.
It better have like his little bed
was
and all
ground
that
zero.
I
shit.
thought we
yeah.
deactivated the nice
You
dynamite.
just
tile.
deactivated the
No,
charge.
because I watched.
No, you're right. See, they've
Because there was
taken
a
all the
time.
dynamite out of that tunnel, and then when we I don't remember who did we all collectively defuse the underbomb.
Jeff did.
I
And
didn't.
Jeff,
But Jeff
I
also
wasn't
pulled
there.
all the dynamite out from between the dynamite.
They put it back because it was no longer a threat. The
'cause it
button
couldn't
was
be activated.
diffused.
Oh yeah.
And so when I set off dynamite in Gavin's trophy room, you can see in the video that it blows up, and then you see it go like down the hallway.
I walked through the painting just in time to see the dynamite go
You
off
get
in my
blown
face.
back out of the room.
Good
Pretty
God.
good. But
That's it's actually funny knowing like what you guys did too. Like I always like applying because so much of our gameplay, especially in a game like Minecraft, and GTA is third person, but like first person games, like the way we interact with each other in the game is like that's taking place of us interacting in real life. I remember like back in 2013, we started putting out like behind the scenes videos, and I remember like comments I would see fairly often of us like, it looks weird like seeing us film videos because we don't look at each other. It's like because I'm looking at you in the game, like I'm looking at the creeper that you're playing. And that's you.
If you're looking at someone who's looking at you, then that's it. Like you know that interaction.
I
is
know
there.
you're looking at me. So like, Jesus Christ.
Wow.
What?
Jack's shooting things into broadcast.
Stole our chairs.
People found it weird that like I wasn't turning and talking to you, but it's like, well, then I wouldn't be talking to the microphone, and we'd all be looking at each other in the room. Like, I'm talking to your character, but like, it's such second nature for me at this point after years and years and years of doing shit like that, where it's like that's like a real world to me in my brain. Like, you know, us doing shit in Minecraft is like, you know, when you blow up and get blasted back, like I can see that equivalent of you, Gavin, like getting blasted back. So it's fucking hilarious to hear that like Jeremy destroyed Achievement City and like cut a hole through it, because I was coming back from, I think that was the day. It was the day I was leaving to go to New Jersey, or was coming back from New Jersey. I think it was the day I got back that you guys filmed that. Yeah. It was Monday, and I got back like Monday at noon. So I get home, like I'm unpacking my shit. It's like 1 o'clock or whatever. I turn on TV. I log online because I turn on Netflix, and I'm just like watching TV on Netflix. And I happen to like hit pause or something. And I open my friends list, and I see all you guys in Minecraft. I'm like, oh, they must be filming Minecraft, because I see Matt, Jack, Ryan, Jeremy, Jeff, Gavin, like, and I even said to you, I'm like, something weird with yours, because it said you were in the menus. Like, everyone else was in Minecraft, and you were in the menus. And I said that to you when we got to work, and you're like, oh yeah, my station was really weird, so I had to use yours, and it was just like, whatever. But like, it's extra funny to me to sit there and think of like, I'm in my house watching Netflix, I'm going, oh, what are they doing in Minecraft? And I imagine a real life scenario where you're like, what are you doing? And Jeremy's like blowing up the ground. And you're like, oh! And I'm just like, like in my house. That's immediately what I envision.
The best part about that is to get the TNT to do it, I had to go into the museum and open up the chest in the museum. Yeah, I had to take it out of the museum chest.
Oh, God.
That is good. That's good TV right there.
The only time we really look at each other, or when I like look at someone in the room, is just a little glance at the reaction.
Yeah.
Like saying worms, if you accidentally blow yourself up, you'll typically go for like a and like bonk your head into the mic, and I'll just be like, but that's like the only times I'm like,
I'll do that.
I can never see any of the gents.
You know what?
Well, you can see me. We poked our head around before.
I guess I can like
I can see Jack.
See my arms.
Yeah, I see
Ryan
Ryan's
does
arms.
arms and he stands up a lot.
Yeah, Ryan stands up.
I see Ryan's arms. I never see any of Jeff. Jeff is so far away.
Jeremy and I have a good sight line, and then if I poke around my monitor, I can see you.
And Michael and I look at each other a lot.
The other thing.
Why?
No, go ahead, Ryan.
This is why Funhouse sucks. You know what? They don't commit enough. They don't give themselves to the world.
What does that? What do you mean? What does that mean? I get it.
We're in there. We're like in the game. We're like, this is why we're like.
You know what?
Here comes the murderer.
You know what they're doing? They're worrying about work.
Yeah,
it's my favorite Funhouse line. Every time they're losing in a video, it's like, you guys just play video games all day. We were working. What are you doing?
Yeah.
What else are you doing?
What is your job?
Are you putting on your fucking construction hat and going to like the steel mill next door? This is your job. You're working now. The video is work. What are you talking about? You fucking idiots. It's like all the time. Lauren's like, well, you guys beat us because we were busy working. What? What do you do? What else do you do? Are you an accountant?
Yeah. They're doing full screens books.
Are you doing taxes while you're like looking at the video game? Like, what the hell are you talking about?
I would like to get a tour of the Funhouse office where one of them takes me through.
See their real job.
They're like, okay, that's work. That's not work. That's not work. That's work.
Yeah.
Like, it's all work. It's
I was working. Like again, I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
Like everything is work.
Like you guys just play games all day. We're working.
I think they mean editing.
That's what we're
is the
doing.
work.
What do you call this right now while we're not playing video games?
We just described all the ridiculous nonsense we do in the room, and that is still work.
Yeah.
Because we're talking about it right now.
No, they're working. Listen, they're working. I gotta get back to work. I can't be in this video.
It's because they still edit and we don't, I guess.
I guess editing seals the deal.
We all edited our own crap for years.
Yeah, for a long time.
Well, you did GTA for ages.
Yeah.
I did Minecraft.
I think those are the last two things that got passed over too. Was I think GTA and
I think AWU is one of the last ones.
and let's not forget Trials Files. But.
Oh yeah, Trials. But
The only series Jeff actually made.
Trials Files, yeah.
Did Jeff ever edit a single Let's Play?
I don't think so. Probably not. Let's Play, I can't think of one off the top of my head.
I think he tried one.
Every other series, and Jeff has said this, he's like, here's what I do. I invent the series. I come up with an idea. I make it. I show it to you, and then I never make it ever again. And he did that for a long time.
Yeah.
I got an idea. Here's what it's like. It's called Things to Do. Now I'm never going to make one ever again.
But Ryan brought up a good point though, that when we play video games, like we get so into it.
We're
like,
invested.
Like,
Well, that's the whole
bring
point.
it back to Dead by Daylight. That's a huge reference.
Yeah.
Like Dead by Daylight, we do that all the time.
Yeah, it's like,
That
oh
game.
god, I've got a hook in my shoulder.
Dude,
I'm all
it's
like,
like,
this
it's
hurts
like-
me.
Funhouse is like, this is inconvenient.
Yeah,
People
like,
were saying in like one of
we
our
are
new videos, they're
disappointed
like,
by this. Never.
like someone was saying something along the lines of like oh, I wish Jeremy would like stop streaming and like acting like it's like I'm not literally anytime I scream it's because I'm terrified. if I'm in a cupboard and the killer comes over and opens the cupboard, I'm gonna go ah!
It's like-
he's gonna kill you.
Like the way I play games at home compared to the way I play games at work, it's night and day. But
Yeah.
if we all came in and we just do this,
Yeah.
oh, he got me. Killer got me. You gotta be like,
we just be like,
Oh man,
like,
get up!
I like.
it's not entertaining.
I remember specifically one thread like a year ago, whatever. It was about like one of the GTA heists, and it was someone bitching about they were saying like they hate it when like I repeat shit, and people were like, what do you mean? Like, what's your example? And it was like a heist, and literally an example they were using in a heist is like.
get the money.
We're like 40 minutes in, all hell's breaking loose. I don't remember, I'm paraphrasing here. It's like whatever, I'm flying a helicopter, I'm driving a car, whatever. And like I pull it next to you, I'm like, get in. It's like, what's he gonna say it 4 times? Like we got it the first time. It's like, because I'm driving a getaway car and there's police chasing me and I'm trying not to be murdered.
Yeah.
Hey, get it, oh, I'm dead.
Yeah. Game over.
And when I
Who
say
cares?
It's like, when I say it's night and day between how we play, it's like the emotion's all still there, and it's not like we're acting when we're in the office. All you're doing is just dialing it up.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
all the stuff you feel when you're just sat there like this. You just like vocalize. it.
Perfect
And
scenario.
it's not like you're being a different person. It's
Right.
just you dial that shit up.
Perfect scenario for me with that, of like, you can show that to the audience, our Fallout immersion.
Yeah.
It's like I didn't invent things to say there. Like it was just you and I fucking
Your
around.
fucking ladle or whatever you had. What was it?
It was
tongs.
It was tongs. Yeah, it was tongs. But it's like that was what I would do in Fallout. Those are absolutely things I've said to myself while playing Fallout. Things
Yeah.
like I've done, but I wouldn't run around my own living room being like. "Ugh." But like here we come to work and someone says, "Here's your outfits." This entire production crew is here to film you guys just wandering around the wasteland doing
And
whatever
we
you
were really
want.
just like, hey, keep up, guys.
And it's
'cause we're
like,
just going.
and it's like, oh, you're faking, the fucking rad roaches. They're just RC cars. Well, no shit. Or am I just gonna stand there and be like, that's a car. I can see you driving it. No,
They
I'm
find
like,
a real rad
this is
roach.
Fallout,
Yeah.
and there's a rad roach
You know
chasing
what?
me.
I'm
Oh
gonna,
my god, I'm gonna run away.
I'm gonna step over the car and I'm gonna take the controller out of the dude's hand that's controlling it.
I'm gonna sit on it. I'm gonna sit on it and drive myself out of here. Like that was the basic premise of the Hitman immersion, which we filmed at
That's super
RTX.
fun.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like
That was
half improv, half
amazing.
reality mixed. It's great.
I saw
It's
so many
just-
people wearing those shirts too, the Mike Hawk
Yeah,
shirts.
it's just like interactive. It's hard to explain, but it's like you're there to get the sensation. Why not play with it? It's not making it up. It's the same thing like our Five Nights,
Embrace
both the
it.
gameplay and the immersion. You think we're gonna sit there and like they built the whole fucking set that's like amazing? Marcus completely like recreated the game to a T, and we're in this room and I'm gonna go, all right, let's play the game. Oh, I died. All right, next game. It's
Yeah.
like, fuck no,
Well, I mean,
this is
it's-
awesome. Like, we're living the game. We get to play it.
And
Like,
if
why
we
not put
did it-
yourself in the character's shoes?
If we did it like that, it wouldn't come out. They would just put other people in it who react.
I don't think I wouldn't work
It
here
just wouldn't
anymore.
be into stuff.
All right, let's do another take. You two go over there.
Yeah.
You guys, come on.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the Five Nights at Rooster Teeth experience at RTX?
Hey, I saw it.
No, I didn't.
Holy shit, dude! That was so. I walked through it. It was so well done, man.
Yeah, it was cool.
It was phenomenal.
Watch
Yeah.
that dude get pulled through the window.
Yeah.
But like, that's not to like go back to it, but like, that's my favorite thing about immersion is like for you and I, every single thing in immersion is 100% improv. Yes, there are takes. But even the takes are like, oh, we didn't get the shot. Do that really funny improv thing you just did. Just do it again so we can get it from a different angle or something like that. Like, no one hands us scripts and they're like, pretend to do this.
And there are scripts. We just don't ever look
Yeah,
at
I mean, you know.
I saw
Scientists
Michael
has to
with an
learn a lot.
immersion script one time, and he just literally went.
And dude, literally most of the scripts, and this is funny, like Chris gave me a script at the immersion in Australia. that we did, where it was Ryan and I, the scientists. Chris gave us a script, and I'm looking at it, and it's like the banter in the beginning, just like the back and forth with Bernie and stuff like that, which was you instead of Bernie. And I'm like, why did he write a script? Like, we don't use scripts. I've never once used a script. Like, I'm not gonna read this. And like, I was just saying that to myself, just like, oh, bollocks, blah, 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 blah. Just like stuff we kind of normally say, but clearly someone else wrote it. It's not really what we say. It's like 70% of what we would say. And I go up to Chris and I'm like, Chris, well, I'm not going to read these lines though. We just improv it. And he's like, oh yeah, you can do whatever you want. I just wrote it just in case.
I just needed a gap on the page.
Right. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I won't do this. He's like, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, typically it'd be you say whatever you want, but make sure you ask about this.
Yeah.
Hit
this point.
I will say the most fun too is like you, Bernie, and I all do it. Is every time we do another take for whatever reason, like, oh, that was good, but maybe Bernie fucked up this line because he has a shitload of dialogue and all those things, or maybe he was walking down the stairs and it sounded really weird. But every time we do different jokes. Every time they call cut, we joke with each other and we're like, oh, that's a good one. I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use that on the next one. So it's like fun for us and then awful for them because there's no continuity at all. Like most things are say the same thing over and over again in every single take. So then we can use the best take and we're like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
Here's what we'll do. We'll give you something different every single time so that it makes no sense whatsoever. But, they put an episode together out of it.
We have fun jobs.
It's fun as hell.
We have fun.
Yeah, someone pointed out that one of their favorite things in videos of like video game immersion, us like getting into character in the games, is Michael. Whenever he's running in a game, will go.
I do that all the time. I just go. I'll even like stumble over my own breath, like.
Yeah. Or like that's the thing when you're on a hook, you'll go.
I go. I'm hitting spacebar and going like.
Yeah, Michael's the most committed to stuff that doesn't appear in the video. Like, if there's no face cam, he'll still be like,
It's actually really funny because especially with all our streams, we do face cams now, and with Let's Watches, we do face cams. We're doing more face cams than ever. I've been doing that since day one. Since 2011.
You're training for this day.
I've been doing that, so now I just do it anyway. Like, there's so many times when Jeremy, like, especially when he's first in the main room, and he's like, is there a face cam? I'm like, no. I do it for me, Jeremy. I'll like crawl onto the floor. That was, remember the that fucking stream, that long ass stream we did, the race to 1 million sub stream where we all lost subs because YouTube fucking reset it.
Yeah.
And I stayed and finished Dead Space that whole night. But like there was a point where I got kicked from the game, I got dropped from the game, like I couldn't reconnect, and it was like the last 40 minutes of the stream. So I just decided, we had the multicam on YouTube, and I decided I'm just gonna start playing Dead Space. I'm gonna start a new game. So if people join the multicam, they can just click the my screen and it'll be like, what the fuck? Like everybody else is playing, I think GTA or whatever it was they're playing. Michael's playing Dead Space. But it's all the same microphone. So it's like, I mean, I'm not gonna talk over everybody else. Like I'm the only one not in the game. So I'm not gonna talk about Dead Space and hog the audio while everyone else is playing GTA. So I just mimed 4 chapters of the game for anyone that was watching it. Like I would get hit in Dead Space and I would like throw myself out of my chair and then like climb up to the desk and start playing again. I did it for almost like for like an hour
I would look
or
over
two.
and you would go like, "You're all right, Michael." You climb back up and you would go.
Every time someone would type in the chat like Michael's mic's broke, I can't hear him, his mic's broke, and I would just say not enough air in space, can't talk. And I would just type it into the chat.
You even didn't talk when we shot each other. Like I shot you with the rubber band gun.
We had like a stretch goal thing where he would shoot me, and he shot me like no shirt on, and I'm like.
So Michael took his shirt off. I took my shirt off too for some reason. So then I was like shooting him with the rubber band gun, and I hit him in the neck at one point, and Michael went.
I did. I looked at the little chair and he went like this. I was like. But like people in the comments were like, "Why is Michael being salty? Why isn't he talking?" And I'm like, "It's how do you not get the joke? Like I'm just trying to do something."
Yeah. No,
it's fun. I've spent a lot of time. I had a lot of time growing up in my room by myself in timeout. To act things out. I got put in timeout a fair amount, which as you got older became grounded. Not anymore timeout. Grounded was go to your room. Like that's fine. I have video game. Oh, you unplugged my TV. No. My father would unplug my TV. He'd coil up the cord and then he'd zip tie it and be like, if that's cut, you're fucked.
So you bought some zip ties.
No, I would just sit in my room and just do nothing. Like, my TV was there, all my stuff was there, but the cord would be like 6 inches too short to reach the wall. And he's like, basically, he's like, I know you can cut this, but you better not. And I was
Right,
like,
yeah.
Yeah,
I would just sit in my room and not read.
that never happened to
Definitely
me. I
wouldn't do
was pretty well behaved, but Dan's stepdad always used to take his Xbox, just like go in and just take it and hide it, and like put it in his car and then go to work. And Dan's like, ugh.
Oh yeah.
And this guy like
was all
came
about
in
that.
way later in Dan's life. Dan was like, I think like 10 or 11 when this guy came in, and just was like a supreme prick, and Dan just had to deal with it. I feel sad for him.
But did Dan, did he deserve it though?
Oh yeah, he's Dan.
Now, I don't know if you're aware of this, but now you're the prick. But you've been there with Dan for like a time at least, so it's not like you're a new person in his life.
No, yeah, I've known him for a while.
My dad he just took the doorknob off of my door, like it had one of the push locks on it, right? And he just turned it around so that he could just close my door and lock me in.
Like a cat.
Yeah.
Wow.
He just,
I don't know why I'm
like it,
reacting
so
to that so
eventually-
strongly. I've had that thought a few times,
Yeah.
to be
Yeah,
honest.
right?
Brian went, wow!
no,
I
mean,
should do it.
I mean,
That's a great idea.
I don't know if it's just a Boston thing, but I mean, there was no dealing with it. It was like if I was pissing him off, he would do the thing that I do to my cats when they're pissing me off. He'd go, hey! And he'd come over and he would put me in a headlock and he'd throw me in the room.
You in a headlock?
Yeah, he headlocked me out of a lot of places.
Did he ever-
Headlock, car,
Did he
close the door.
ever? Did he ever headlock you like out of a girl?
No.
I'm like, get over here!
He would just
She's
go,
like,
he'd go, hey! And he'd like grab me and everyone would be like, oh, poor Jeremy. And then he'd go away and throw it in the car.
tell your dad I said hi.
Yeah.
I need to change all my doorknobs because the cat opens every single door.
Do you have like?
I saw that video
Yeah,
that you
and
put up.
not everyone locks. What video?
It was on like Slow Mo Guys 2
Oh.
channel. It was
What
Is it my second channel?
That's I watched.
What video?
was- I
Oh,
forgot-
my YouTube channel.
How dare you? He even forgot about the
He
second
like
one.
you had a scene there where you closed your door and you're like, so I'll close the door there, so the cats can't come in. But then Smee will come over and open it anyway, so whatever. And then like it's just like literally cut to the door, just going.
I just really,
walks in.
I love the old like crank handles. I love them.
Yeah.
I don't like knobs, but I'm gonna have to replace all of my handles with knobs.
Is there some other alternative?
I bet there is. In 2016, I
Yeah.
bet there is.
Like
I bet
a
there's some
cat-
sort of
What, you just put like
Like
a
a
flip
thumb
out,
lock or
put
something.
like a
There
flip
is.
out fake cat on the
I
other
mean-
side, so the door opens, it goes and flips out. And
The annoying
scares
thing
the
is
shit out of
that
them.
the door that door has a lock. Some of them do.
Yeah.
You sort of from the inside you twist it, but I always have to lock myself out so the cat doesn't get in when I'm not there. So then I have to find the little like puby little key thing and then like
Yeah,
get it in
I know
there.
what you're talking about.
And
The
it's
little
like
stem.
and it's like and then that goes missing because Meg needs to use it on
Well,
one
you
of
put it on the
other
door
doors.
frame. That's how you never lose it.
Reach. Door
Yes, you
it's
can.
10 feet in the air.
What?
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 How tall are your
The hell
doors?
kind of door?
Yeah, a 10-foot door?
Yeah.
Gavin's living in the fucking house at the top of Jack and the Beans.
My office is in like where the stairs go up, so the door is like way higher. I can't reach up.
Door-
So anyway,
so
what I end up with is the thing is missing. I'm locked out of my office, and that means I never want to go in there. It's like I should go and do that.
It also sucks because there are not many things that are that thin. That's like super thin, maybe like screwdriver is about
Yeah,
it.
it's like one of those screwdrivers
it's
you get in a Christmas.
It's fatter than a pencil or a pen.
Yeah.
It's just like
You need
fuck.
something specifically for, like, I found a piece of metal on the street when I was a kid that fit perfectly, and so I took it and hid it in my room.
I like how as a kid, a piece of metal, you're like, it's a skeleton key.
Yeah, exactly.
It's you
No, I
just-
saw it. I remember
freedom.
seeing it as a kid, like walking to go play basketball or something, and saw it, and I was like, I bet this would work. And I went home and tried it, I'm sure because I did this more than once, where I would try it and I would lock the door and close it, and if it didn't work, I was fucked.
Yeah. Oops.
Yeah, I
You don't have to shut the door.
I know. I
a
learned
kid.
that later. But then like I found one that worked, and it just
Got
hid that
street
in my room.
metal.
So I got locked in.
Off the top of my head, one of the few things, like what would fit in there, the sparkler. The handle for a sparkler.
yeah.
Oh yeah. That's
Like
perfect.
that's it. That's like the only thing I can think of that's thin
That's
enough.
also
Well, there's
strong
two
enough,
versions
yeah.
too,
Of
because
like an
there's
everyday
one that's
thing.
a push-in, like just
Yeah.
a button, and
Yeah.
there's one that's actually the
The
ones I have
turn
now
is
are
more
the ones with
difficult.
screwdriver.
Yeah, mine's
Yeah.
like a tiny threaded little screw on the inside.
Oh, really?
I have to go, like,
mine
I've
is
only
like
I've
a
only
little
encountered the
flathead.
buttons. My house has like a bunch of buttons, except on my house, the 2 guest bedrooms upstairs have that where it's just like a button you push, but the master bedroom is a fucking key that I don't have, and I still haven't changed the fucking doorknob. So like
It's an actual like
3 times. It's just a thumb lock on the inside, but it's a fucking key on the outside.
Right.
Like 3 times because I lock it every night when I go to bed. Lindsay's got up in the morning and closed it behind her, and I'm just sitting there like wailing the fucking frame with a screwdriver trying to pop the door open. I've had to do it like 3 times so far. I have like a bunch of wedges like broken out of the wood, out of the frame.
Lindsay should not
for
be
me,
trusted
like,
with doors.
getting in there. It's like I lock it at night, and every single morning, because like I have fucking like OCD about it. Like I unlock it, I open the door. Before I let go of it, I jiggle it, and then I keep walking. And I'm like, okay, it's good. I jiggle it, okay, then I can close it.
Is that one of those problems in your house where it's like, I can fix this in 2 seconds, but when will I ever do that? Like, when will I ever change this and make it easy?
Yeah, that one, it's lower on the priority list. Jeremy, please. Because when I moved into the house, it's like, okay, I gotta change all the front door locks and the back door locks because I don't want the old homeowner just like coming home and killing me in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Because he has a key.
As they do. Yeah.
Right, I mean,
Taking stuff and
he's got a
hiding
key,
the
so I
hear
just
about
like,
it every day.
exactly.
Yeah.
I don't want him walking in. That I changed immediately, like first week. This is a block upstairs on my second floor, so I'm like, nah. And now it's been a year, and she's locked us out like 3 times.
Yeah,
I should really just change it.
I'm worried because typically you have like a priority list. Like, we need to fix this now, today. Blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. And then the stuff is like, oh, we'll get to that. When we've got a free day.
That's my fence
I'm
you're
worried
describing.
now. I'm worried that the stuff that's down here, I will literally never do before I die. Because when do you decide, hey, I'm going to do all this like really non-important stuff?
just
that I
gotta
need
do
to
it, man.
Or
But when do you make that decision?
have
or
to.
just don't be worried about that. Just
write it
don't
off.
do
You
it.
just have
yeah.
to.
Like, oh, I guess that
I
my
am
cat opens
so quick to accept that shit will never get.
Like, oh, that's my life now. Like
Yeah,
that
like,
thing, that is an
for me, that was
inconvenience
That's
the
I
really
live with.
unfortunate. I'll live with it.
yeah.
Like, it was, my garbage disposal was working shitty for a while, and it was like, I'll get around to it. There was an instant one day where it's like, and it broke, and it's like, fuck, that's at the top of my priority list.
Yeah.
Like, now I have to fix
Mine's
that.
totally broken too. I dropped a fucking glass down there and it shattered.
Oh no!
Yeah, like the so I think what happened is
You
it
tried to.
No. I think
you
it
tried to turn it on though. They didn't.
No, I think it fell into the sink and it shattered.
Yeah.
But like the actual base of the glass fell in there.
Yeah.
And I managed to like fish that out, but there
That's
was,
a
like,
dangerous.
Oh, yeah,
You
well,
unplug that
proposition.
shit.
So
yeah.
what
Well,
doesn't
you're
work?
going in for
So
glass
I think
too.
there's shards of glass that got in there, and now if you try to turn it on, you can hear it going.
What you can
like
do
trying
is,
to turn, so I
before-
gotta pull it off. and,
Before
like,
you do
try and get
that
shit out.
and like bother, what you can do is you can take an Allen wrench at the very bottom of the garbage disposal and put it in and manually spin it, and you
Yeah.
might be able to crush what's in there.
Oh, yeah.
It's,
You
it's
can
glass.
do it
It'll
by
grind
hand.
up real good.
It'll be like, but you
Dude.
might be able to like snap it.
Make a vlog.
I'm just saying.
There you go.
Like that's like I
Stream it.
was moving into my house.
There's a live stream.
They fix it right
I'm like, ah!
Dude, you get a ton of views.
Pull back a
that
stump.
happens.
Oh yeah.
I was moving into my house. The last walkthrough I did before I bought it, garbage disposal worked. Day I moved in, it was broken. I'm like, oh, cool. Like it broke in between. And then I was visiting home.
That was them destroying the oven.
Yeah, basically. I was visiting home for Christmas after I bought it, and I was telling my old boss about it, and he told me what I just told Jeremy, like, oh, you can manually do it, whatever. And I did that, and I'm like, oh, that's great. And I fixed it until now 7-8 months ago. So it's like it was shitty. Like I feel at that time like I popped loose what was jammed, and I broke part of the garbage disposal. Like I felt it in my bones. Like it was like a crack, but I couldn't tell if it was a good crack or a bad crack. Was that like the jam crack, or was that part of my garbage disposal cracking? And I'm pretty sure it was both.
Yeah.
So my garbage disposal worked for like 6 months until one day I was like, I'm done. That's it. I'm out. And just all my water from the faucet started pouring out of the bottom of the garbage disposal.
All of my problems in the house come from Dan. And
Yeah,
Dan just trashes
everyone.
the place.
Well, your
So-
house is brand new.
Well, yeah, but that's
what I'm
why
saying.
everything should work. It's
Yeah.
like, it's less than a year old. Dan came over and the cat kept, we shoot in the backyard, the cat kept opening the door and coming out, just like releasing himself. Usually it's locked, but we're coming in and out, so we need it unlocked.
Right.
So he was like, oh, I just wedged this cardboard box under the handle of the door, so the cat, like when he presses it, it doesn't go down. I didn't know this, so I walk up to the door, I'm like, oh. And I just like snapped the handle. Like it was still on the door, but it was like, it wasn't connected to the cylinder anymore.
Gotcha.
Rod
I
inside.
was like,
break.
yeah, I was
Oh
like,
my
broke it.
God.
I was like, huh. Oh, he's like wedged it. He's wedged it. And then later, Dan was like,
He's wedged it.
Dan was like, you should really lock your garage door, because you could just lift it up. And I was like, well, I mean, it's electric, so I just pressed the button, and I was like, wait a second, you can just lift it up. I went in there and I pressed the button, and the chain was just like going around, not pulling the door. I was like,
He manually lifted it.
Lifted my garage door and like destroyed it off the thing.
Like that's not how it works. It doesn't go like, okay, it's good. That's Dan being like,
And he just like casually mentions it, and later on I was just like, oh, let me open the. I was like, what the? Dan trashed the garage door as well.
Oh my god.
He cost me like I think $200 fixing the
that's
cylinder.
that's
and,
pretty funny.
I actually managed to hook.
Look, he helped you out with the door. Then you had to replace it, and you might as well
There
have
you
got
go.
a knob
Yeah, you
one
get a
there,
new
right?
you
You did? Are you kidding?
Yeah, you still have the same problem.
Look, I gotta do all or none. It won't match.
Yeah, it's true.
Who cares? Fix
Dude,
the one that goes outside.
That's a perfect thing, like all or none. What's been on my priority list since I moved in day one? It was the same thing at my apartment, but it was an apartment, so I was like, I don't give a shit. One, I probably can't do it, and two, I'm not going to spend time or money on it. But I don't have any handles on any of my cabinets. Like all my drawers, like you just have to grab the top of the drawer and pull it open. And it's like, still a year later, I'm like, I gotta do that. But I have to buy like 50
Yeah,
and
it's
then
like
put them
IKEA fix,
all
yeah.
in.
Right,
And it's got, like, I'm an asshole, so I'm gonna sit there with a fucking level and a tape measure on every single one.
That's the stuff. If
It's
you
gotta
do it
be dead
wrong,
center.
it will piss you
Oh,
off.
it's gonna piss
way.
me
It will
It'll
eat
piss
the
me
back
off.
of your brain for the rest of your
It
life
will.
until
Yeah.
you fix it.
I have no
Until you
knobs.
burn the kitchen down.
Like, I have no qualms like hanging shit. Like, I'd rather have 17 nail holes in the wall that I can see, but the picture's where I want it, than like first nail hole. It looks like shit, but oh well.
Yeah.
Like I'll like. The worst thing is you put a nail and you hang it and then realize you have to lower it.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
now it's like, fuck, if you raise it, then it just covers the hole and who cares?
I have a few
But I'll do
holes
it every time. It
underneath.
doesn't bother, the little holes don't bother me at all. Looking at like posters or framed shit that's not perfectly aligned, that would drive me nuts.
Yeah.
Everything Michael does has to be perfection. Like his choices in watches.
Oh, dude, Jeremy, you're absolutely correct. Finally, summer's here. And you know, I'm on the lookout for some hot new gear, Lil J. Well, Moving Watches is hooking me up, taking care of my all-new summer style needs. Movement has brand new watches to totally get you ready.
Got it.
Starting at just $95, that's the summer style that won't leave your wallet hanging. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then you have to check out their awesome content on Instagram. Did you know Movement Watches is Instagram? I just found out now. With their classy design meets style minimalism, Movement Watches are perfect for suiting up or going casual. Movement Watches have tons of interchangeable band and color schemes that'll match your summer look perfectly. Jeremy showed a picture of a dog, but check out this sweet. Dude, I'd say
Can you imagine if that was in the commercial, that shot?
Ho, ho, ho. Check out this
Then a
sweet
cat
ass
slams into a glass
gold
door.
band with a black face that Patrick handed me earlier today because I forgot my watch. It looks nice as hell. These watches look like they should be $400 to $500, but Movement keeps them at a perfect price point, starting at just $95. If you're as impressed as I am with this watch, then join the Movement today. So, where are you taking your Movement watch this summer, Jeremy? Go to mvmtwatches.com/off-topic and they'll give you 15% off your entire purchase. That's mvmtwatches.com/off-topic. Dude, you could slap on a Movement watch. I'll tell you where I'm gonna go walk around the neighborhood looking for some Pokemon Go and be like,
Hey,
oh,
Ryan, the only guy
did you-
doesn't play it left.
Did you notice my sweet Movement watch while I was catching that sweet Dratini? I'm not saying Movement watches increases your catch rate, but I'm saying it absolutely increases your catch rate in Pokemon Go by just simply wearing it. Technology that I don't understand. It's incredible.
Nice.
Michael got a fucking Vulpix today.
I did
I
catch a
got
a
Vulpix.
Vulpix. I got a
It
Vulpix.
didn't have anything to do with the Movement watch. I have to come clean now. I lied at the end.
Oh.
Well, we'll
does-
put up small pics.
Hashtag
It doesn't increase your catch rate,
asterisk.
but it does increase your style.
Is there been
factor.
asterisk
I was
bullshit?
gone for like less than a minute in Pokemon Go.
Yeah, it came back.
Are you playing it?
Come
No,
back,
Ryan's the
never
only
went.
one in the
I'm a
achievement.
holdout.
All of
I'm
achievement
gonna,
hunter
anybody
got
have a
playing.
key
I'm
card?
not
I gotta
playing
go pee-pee.
Yes, you are.
No, I played it for a day and
So
I
you
instantly
played
got
it?
bored with it. No, it's like 2 weeks ago.
I'll be honest,
didn't.
Gavin. I was with you. I started it, and I'm a huge Pokemon fan. But the thing with me and a lot of things is like I just don't care about shit that's like being hyped up for years and years and years. I just can't attach myself
I
to
mainly
it.
just don't want to go to a place where strangers are.
So like people that makes sense. Again, going back to you didn't want to talk to Ryan when he worked here.
Stranger.
People,
Stranger danger.
People have
That
been
was
talking
danger.
about Pokemon Go for like 2 fucking years. About like, I hope it's amazing, and it's just like it bored me. It came out. And I was pretty underwhelmed by it initially, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna play this for a day, and then I'm not gonna play it anymore. And then it got me.
Yeah, it hooks you.
Then it
hooks
was
you.
like, honestly, what got me, and this is something like Jack and I have been talking about, is like everyone on the fucking planet is playing it. Like I went home to New Jersey, everywhere I look, people like, you can see them. Like, you know how we have this thing where, especially living in Austin, we see fans. Like, I know when a fan is coming up, and that's just like, somebody that maybe like does like a double take and they look over, and I'll say to Lindsay like, oh, there's a fan over
subtle
there.
clues.
He's gonna come over to us, you know, or someone has like, you know, a Rooster Teeth shirt, and I see them kind of like talking to their friends, and it's like, oh, they're telling their friends that they just saw us, they're gonna come over here. Like, it's kind of like this sixth sense that like you just pick up on.
Yeah.
It's that with Pokemon now. It's like that guy's playing Pokemon, that guy's playing Pokemon, they're all playing Pokemon. Like, it's crazy how like everyone is playing it everywhere. It's
absolutely.
everywhere.
But it's
And
cool.
I was like, oh, all right, now I do need to get in on this. And
Yeah.
now I'm like, woohoo!
Yeah.
Now I'm in.
How many you got?
Maybe like Pokedex wise, like different, maybe like 25 or 30. Not that many.
I love
I'm
the
only
social
level
stuff.
9.
I love the social part of it. Like last night, I went to an Amy's ice cream, like an ice cream shop, and outside it was in between two Pokestops, and someone dropped a lure, and I looked over, and there's people playing. I'm like, oh hey guys, thanks for dropping the lure. Like, oh we thought you dropped the lure, thank you. And then like someone was like, hey, I dropped it, good job. And it was like, literally like of the 15 people outside, probably 14 were playing.
Everyone
the game.
else in the place looked at you and went, "What the
Yeah, it's
hell?"
true.
is
That's
all
fine.
this?"
Everyone was
That's
playing the game.
Everyone else in the place is out of the loop then.
Right.
Because this is in the loop.
I feel like there are
Um,
less people confused by it than are not.
Yeah, it's
like
true.
there are less of the
it
population.
really is.
playing
I mean,
it.
like I have told several people that story that you told me about that guy with the
freaking
Dratini.
out. Like, have you seen the Dratini?
Yeah, it's like, well, I don't know, you want to tell it. It's your story.
I think I told it on the podcast.
Oh, okay. Well, this is everything. Like Gavin and Meg were walking down the street or whatever, and you were saying, like, again, you see people that like are walking and then they stop and then they turn around and walk the other way,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, that
Because
guy's
if that was
catching
me,
a Pokemon.
I would have been like, guys, you playing Pokemon? There's a Dratini near here.
Right.
But he didn't. He was
No,
like,
he
"You
didn't
seen
do
it?
that. Because
Seen
you can
this-
tell.
You seen this Dratini?
Yeah.
You can totally tell.
I guess we
And,
look like Pokemon
you already.
players.
You already
They're like,
told
you're
the
under
story.
30. Did you see Dratini? Where is he?
Yeah.
Fucking today, I'm sitting at my desk. We're getting ready to come to the podcast. It's like 11:35, 11:40, and Jeremy comes in and he's like, "Oh yeah, you go out there?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, "Oh, there's a Vulpix over around the other side
Yeah.
by the gate.
by the gate.
By the
By the
gate,
gate,
and then there's an Arbok back there." And I was like,
There was.
yeah. And like I just get up and I walk out there and I'm like, I'm so stupid. I'm such an idiot. Like,
You're
I'm
like,
so
"Ooh,
dumb.
I got it."
I turn the corner. I walk out of sound check. I turn the corner towards the gate. There's 9 people standing out there, right? And I'm like, there it is. And I'm walking towards it. I'm walking towards them. Literally all of them look up and they're like, what are you looking for, Michael? What do you need? I'm like, fucking Vulpix. They're like, it's back there. It's over there. Then we all caught it over there. And I'm like, yeah, I'm catching it right now. I'm just feeling really bad about myself for doing it. And they're like, all right, cool. We're all going to catch an Arbok. It's on the other side. It's back by the trailer. So we'll see you over there. And I'm like, cool, great. So I catch the Vulpix. I'm like, I guess I'll go get the Arbok. So I'm walking back through the building. I walk out. I see 5 people out where the Arbok was allegedly sighted. And then 3 more people walking from stage 5, including Miles and Kyle. Miles is mid-walk and he's like, got it. He's like, I just came outside to pee, but now there's an Arbok and I have to go get it. So
Yeah.
it's like he's walking across the lot while he's kind of like doing a pee-pee dance of like,
You know,
I
this
need to
makes
catch
me,
it.
This makes me feel less bad that we spent like 20 minutes trying to hang golf clubs.
Oh yeah. It's funny though because
It
it's like
is a huge waste of time.
Again,
Oh, absolutely.
going to the real life scenario, we're walking back there, and I'm not kidding. There's a dozen people in the parking lot, but it looks weird because it's not a dozen people in one spot. It's a dozen people like spread out,
Yeah,
like they
scattered
all look
out.
like they're confused and just kind of looking around. And all of them are like, the Arbok's over here somewhere. And I just started running under trailers. I'm like, is it under here? Like looking under actual cars because that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
We're a bunch of grown adults wandering around the parking lot like this, going, wait. Is it back there? Oh, it's back here. Guys, I got it. It's by the tire. And then everyone's running over by the tire. It's so bizarre.
I
It's
like it
awesome.
when real animals are sometimes in people's frames. It's like, get out of here,
Yeah.
actual
Yeah,
Pidgey.
go away.
I'm looking for a
Fucking-
Pidgey.
I can't catch
Fucking-
you.
With nature getting in the way of my
Andrew-
video games.
Andrew was at the park, I think near the office the other day. He was telling me about it. And there was like some ducks where there was a Pokemon he was catching, and I can't remember what he was catching. It was some kind of like fish Pokemon or like a water Pokemon, and he caught it, and he was like, I think he said he actually made it. He's like, yeah, I made a tweet like, oh, so-and-so just hanging out with these ducks. And he's like, and then I turn around and there's a fucking Psyduck right behind me. Well, thanks. That would have been an even better picture. It's like he was complaining because he wanted the Psyduck with the actual ducks. And he's like, way to fuck me over right after I made the tweet. Now I find a Psyduck.
That's awesome.
But Jack, you're not wrong when you say the social aspects of the game. Like, I'm a polar opposite of Gavin. Like, Gavin,
yeah.
Gavin told a story about how you get a Pokestop near your house and you fucking hate it.
Well, yeah, because Meg was like, "Let's go to the Pokestop." It's you know.
And catch Pokemon.
I shot from my house.
Damn it! It's like a dowsing rod for virginity.
Yeah, so I was like, "Oh, there's gonna
I have
be
a
people
wife.
there.
Yeah, I say
Retroactive.
Oh, God.
You'll find your virginity." So yeah, she was like,
Throwback.
"Let's go over there." And I was like, "What if the people who are there playing Pokemon? That's our audience. People might recognize us."
Right.
And then they'll see where we live. And she's like, "Nah, there'll be no one there." We walk up to it, 20 people there. They all look like they might be fans. So I was
Yeah.
like, all right, well, now we're going to walk 7 blocks that way, come all the way around back to our house, because we're not going to 180 right in front of them and go back
Right to the house, yeah. I'm
Yeah.
like the polar opposite. If I see a spot with a lure on it, like a stop with a lure on it, I will go there, park the car, and get out and go walk over to them. And like more often than not, they'll be Achievement Hunter fans.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'll sit down with them for a while and just
Yeah.
like talk to them at the post. I
would-
love doing that.
So I was actually in front of my house this past weekend. I did a lot of trimming on my trees in my front yard. I got a tweet. A guy said he was hunting for Pokemon in his neighborhood, and he thinks he saw Jack like in his front yard working on his lawn. I'm like, yep, that was.
All right, now that's actually
So-
good. That's a little creepy.
yeah, that's
Well,
a little
that's the
weird,
thing
but
about
it
it.
happens.
It's just like, oh, well, I mean,
Whatever.
I'm not gonna be behind a gate. I'm not hiding. You know, I was like, all right.
Are
that's
you
the thing,
comfortable
it's
being
like-
hunted like a Sasquatch?
If there's ever a fan who sees me in public, I have absolutely no problem if you come up and say hi. I welcome that. It's top. The only place I don't want that to happen is right in front of
at
my
your
house.
house.
and I don't want to, like, you know, in public it's fine, but
Yeah.
it's like, if you know where I live,
Yeah.
I have
Laura's
to move.
like, I brought a fan into my house.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
I did. Yeah, I was streaming and during the stream I was like, I'm gonna order a fucking pizza right now. And like, you know, I let someone in the chat decide what I was gonna get on the pizza and I ordered it. And so we were kind of joking like, oh well, I'll just I'll bring the pizza guy in. We'll have him say hi and stuff like that. So when he showed up, I opened the door and he goes, oh, like you're Jeremy, Achievement Hunter and stuff like that. I was like, yeah, hey, I'm doing a stream right now. Do you want to say hi to them? He's like, okay. Like, there's this guy named Otto, and so I like brought him in. I was like, hey, stream, this is Otto right here. And like the thing is, I use a blue screen behind me, and he's from Domino's, so he was wearing a blue shirt. So he was just a head with like, so
How did he knock on the door?
I was just like, hey, Otto, the man right here, and yeah, I was
What
just
you
like,
got?
yeah, fuck it.
So Cheyenne on Twitter tweeted, my gift to Achievement Hunt that I brought to RTX. If you guys never see it, blame Jack P because he has it. It's literally the thing we have on the podcast.
It's over
the
there.
statue. So she must not be watching Off Topic right now because there it is right there. So Cheyenne.
Trying to
boom.
put the light.
Oh,
It's
our
the
names are on it.
Yeah. So you guys can all message.
There we go. That's
what is
kinda,
it?
there it is.
It's
Caden,
it's
who's that?
Flutter
What?
Flutter _ Che CHEY.
Caleb, who's that?
You can message her, tell her that you've seen it on Off Topic, and send her lots of photos of it. So
Nice pack shot.
hey, I gotta
Oh, she did all
mention.
the fucking necklaces too.
Yeah,
She
she
gave
does
me,
really
she
good
gave me
stuff.
a box of like 700,000 necklaces.
All the different
that I have to-
logos, all the stuff.
for like
Yeah.
everything ever, for Ruby, for X-Ray and
Yeah,
Bad,
yeah.
for
We had
Laser
some
Team, for
damn
all of it.
good gifts this
Yeah,
year.
absolutely.
Yeah.
That's
My
good
box
ones.
was top.
Yeah.
I still haven't even gone through all my
I had a
stuff
pretty
yet.
top
I
box.
actually meant to bring a bunch of stuff for the set, but the reason I hadn't brought it in the work yet is because the set wasn't here.
Yeah.
Like
So I
some of
didn't
it
want
was
it just
given to me
laying
at signings, and then it was put in my box. But I guess some stuff just ends up in the box without people even meeting me.
Yeah, we've been telling
Yeah.
people like take it to
That,
the box.
they,
Don't
they
look
really
for us,
like
bring
they
it,
really
you know?
like orchestrated that this year, which is
Yeah.
great. Like
That
there
worked
was like
really
a
well.
booth to go to just give gifts, so they made sure we got it.
Oh, sorry.
Holy crap! Like those friggin' hockey jerseys we
Oh,
got.
dude, those
Oh,
are
those
so
are
sweet.
These two guys. I'll bring the letter on next week and I'll read it. But like, basically, two guys who are friends. They're huge hockey fans. They made their own custom jerseys. Like when we started the league, the Achievement Hunter League that we did. And then they decided to make one for every single one of us that was in the league.
And it's got our name, our gamer tag
Gamer
stitched
tags.
on the back too.
They're like
It's
real
really- yeah.
nice
Yeah.
fucking actual
Yeah, they
hockey
look-
jerseys.
Someone brought
They have the
Gavin and I
logo on them
banana
and everything.
costumes. Remember that guy?
Yep.
He got walked up
the
in a
three of
banana
us.
suit. Oh,
it
you
was,
got one
it
too?
was the guy. Did you talk to the guy at all?
Yeah.
It was the guy from RTX 2013 when we did the Surgeon Simulator
he
thing
came up
on
as a banana.
stage, and we called him out of the audience, and I'm like, the guy in the banana suit. I met him at the VIP party, and he goes, he's like, hey, I met you at RTX 2013. I don't know if you remember me. And I'm like, sorry, I don't. He's like, yeah, I was the guy in the banana suit. I'm like, okay, well, I remember that.
I remember the banana.
I remember
Lead with the banana.
I remember
yeah.
guy in banana suit playing Surgeon Simulator.
When you see a giant banana, you don't instantly remember this part.
Right. And he's like, oh, that was just like the coolest thing ever. So I was like, I just wanted to thank you, Gavin and Jack, because like you were hosting it.
Okay.
And you were just like doing
Yeah,
stage
see, he
hosting,
came up to us
and
and
we
he-
called him up. So he got us all banana suits.
I feel like he
Nice.
didn't mention that at all. He just gave us banana.
Yeah, he just gave us banana suits. He was wearing a banana suit, but he's like,
Well,
oh, I got
Michael
these
got
for
the
you
full
too.
story.
So,
I was
yeah.
at the VIP party.
He was supposed to
in
report
not
back.
A banana suit. but-
Yeah, cool. I should mention right now too. We got some cool charity stuff happening pretty soon with Rooster Teeth and the whole Let's Play group. So next Saturday we're doing a Stack Up live stream. So we're doing an 8-hour stream from 10 a.m. Central until 6 p.m. Central, where we've got 4 groups from the Rooster Teeth family. We've got there's a Rooster Teeth General one, Achievement Hunter, Screw Attack, and Funhouse. We're all streaming for 2-hour segments, doing things for stackup.org. And yeah, so check that out. I wrote a journal about it, so we'll have that. And also, starting I think today. I think we have a picture of it actually. We have a new shirt. So we're doing this thing. Oh, it's up here behind me. So there's Traco wearing it. So this shirt here, the Rooster Teeth shirt you're seeing. It's that real cool
It's
stylized.
real bright
Yeah, he
outside.
does,
I guarantee
yeah.
that's what was
He
happening.
looks like
He
he's
looks really old.
35. What happened?
So that shirt there,
The other picture looks
we
way
sold it
better
at
than Traco.
RTX, and you can see it has the state of Texas with a star on Austin because we sold it in Austin. This starts a new line of shirts we're doing that are going to be local based. So we're doing this one first, and proceeds from this, part of the proceeds from this are going to go to the Austin Humane Society. So if you buy a shirt, part of the shirt proceeds will go to a local charity. We're going to start doing more of these for like every state. So eventually
Some
we'll have.
states are such boring shapes, though.
Well,
Massachusetts looks like it's flexing.
Yeah, so we're doing this one. I'm not sure what the next one is. I think it might be Chicago. I don't know. I could be wrong. But anyway, we're going to sell them. So like when we go to Seattle for PAX, we'll have a Seattle one, and then it'll benefit a local Seattle charity. And so
We should do an
when we
England
go
one.
to maybe when we go to London, we'll do one for London, and it'll benefit a local London charity. So it's up in the RT store now. So go pick it up. It's actually a really, really nice shirt too, and it's a cool logo and a cool design. And so we're gonna have these kind of local ones. So if you can represent your local area. And so if you grabbed it at RTX, thank you very much. Grab it on the store now, store.roosterteeth.com.
I'm going to get one. I actually I did some laundry last night.
Oh, and there's also a female cut version of it too. So it's a normal female cut shirt, same print. So.
Yeah.
I washed and dried an entire pack of gum.
Oh.
I ruined like 10
All right, let me do
shirts.
that.
They're all Rooster Teeth. This is all I wear.
What
I'm putting
Listen to that
That
photo.
explains the Screw Attack shirt.
What kind of Pokemon do you think he was catching over there?
Yeah.
Near the red building?
I don't know. That's pretty close to where the Arbok was.
No, that's where the Vulpix was.
I thought, yeah, the Vulpix was
The
right behind that
Vulpix
fence
was
there.
right over there.
Right behind
I
that
caught him
fence.
earlier. It's just that immediately brings me back. I'm just wondering, like, I wonder what's on those tables. You think some Weedle over there?
I like that people who've never played Pokemon before, you can re-blow their minds with the Ekans and Arbok.
Oh, I do that to
it's
everybody.
the Snake and
Every
Pepper.
single
Snake.
person I do that to.
And Muck.
Yeah.
Muck? What's a muck?
It's come
It's
back.
come backwards. He was making a joke. There's nothing. Ekans is
I mean,
Snake
it looks like a
backwards.
stack of purple cum.
It doesn't. It doesn't. Muck doesn't look like a stack of
What a
purple
stretch
cum.
that is. It looks like a stack of purple.
Wait,
it looks like
okay.
a thing that no one has ever seen.
You're gonna look at tapioca pudding and go, looks like yellow lumpy cum.
Yeah,
it's
but
like
it's not-
anything's
It's not
good.
Tapiocamon. Like, what Pokemon looks more like cum than Muck?
Grimer.
I mean,
Sludge-o,
the
I don't know.
answer could be none. It could be none of them look like cum. It's not like something has to look like
dude,
cum. So
come
which one
on.
is it?
Grimer should have been called Menace, right?
Okay.
Because it was
It's
semen backwards. Got it.
And it's menacing.
Man, you got really happy with just thinking of that. You're like,
Yeah.
oh.
What are we class?
It's all. Did you say
Common
menace or
semen?
nemesis?
Wait, what did I
It's
say?
nemesis.
You said menace.
Oh, it's not semen.
And I know that because I was friends with someone who had a band called Nemesis.
Oh,
And they would sign off their show with, all right, thank you, everybody. Our name is Seaman Backwards. Good night. That's how they would sign off.
Yes.
What?
Are you catching anything? What's
Pokemon looks like cum.
Wait, are you Googling this?
Yeah.
Why don't you use Siri or something? Because it's funnier if you ask the phone.
Well, it's not gonna
Man.
Siri cum.
What Pokemon looks the most like cum?
Playing album 10 years.
Cool.
Thank you for playing that song for me.
Good to know.
It's playing, I believe, the song Beautiful by 10 Years.
All right.
I think you said.
Let's see
Use
if
your Siri.
Let's see if Android's more
Still- oh my
knock
God.
off. All right.
What is this? What is this? What is this?
Shut up. What is shut up? All right. right, hang on. Here we go. What Pokemon looks the most like cum? I mean, it was close. It just did the wrong.
Come.
Yeah.
C-O-M-E.
Yep.
Right.
I guess it's a safe assumption for.
Spell it out.
I did. I'm glad this is in my search history forever.
Yeah,
Believe it
whatever,
or
that's
not, no
fine.
one's really plumbed the depths of this particular topic.
Hold on.
Damn it.
Pokemon Fire Red. Just come and get the fuck out. That's a YouTube video.
I mean,
Saw
sure.
something about sperm.
I'm
in here.
going to
Hang on.
assume that they misspelled cum in that one.
Spermion.
What?
Yeah, Jack.
Oh, what is that?
That's kind of spermy.
They started talking
Is there,
about cum.
is there a sperm Pokemon? Is there an embryon?
I mean, that's a fish for
It's
sure.
a fish, but
How do I
That's-
clear
that's kinda
my history?
spermy.
Yeah, that's it.
How do I
Pretty
clear
spermish.
my history?
I do not want my
It's a
children to
Pokemon,
discover
I'll tell the
that I
people
just
in
Guys, I
Yeah.
forgot what my trainer club password is.
it's a Pokemon
Fuck.
called a Tynamo. Tynamo. Tynamo.
Oh, we should mention we're doing the Rockstar thing this afternoon.
Oh yeah, we're live
Playing with
streaming.
Laszlo.
You should
Yeah,
absolutely
we're-
mention
we're-
that like right now.
we're playing with-
We should wrap it up so we can go do that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So we're playing with Laszlo in about an hour and a half or so from Rockstar. We're playing more cutting stunts. So we're gonna be streaming.
Laszlo Jones?
Oh, yeah,
so
we're gonna be
fun.
streaming from
his
our
name?
the Achievement Hunter channel.
Is
so
it?
Is it?
I thought his
you
name
can
was
check
Laszlo
it out.
Jones.
We're gonna be playing. We're gonna be playing
I'll look it up.
locally
I'll look it up.
on
Something.
YouTube.com/achievement or gaming.youtube.com/achievement hunter. And then also they're going to be streaming from their Twitch channel. I think it's twitch.tv/Rockstar Games. So we're going to have two things going on.
Those
No
cutting
shit, I
stunts
didn't know that was
are
his last name.
amazing.
You're related to Laszlo.
Probably not, but I didn't know that was his
Yeah.
name. Dude, Laszlo's the shit.
He's a funny dude.
The last time we played with Laszlo,
was
we
so
did a
much
Rockstar
fun.
stream. We did every bullet counts, and we fucked him up.
Yeah.
Like, who was that? Lil J, you were
I
in
was
that.
there.
Right? It
Yeah.
was me, you,
And I was on it,
Laszlo, and Jack.
Yeah.
It was
it
the four of us then,
yeah.
because I mean, it's only 4 players.
Yeah, and it was like the first-
We fucking kicked the shit
so
out of
good.
him over and over.
The first
again.
time we played them was really messy. It was kind of like it was screwy. We had some technical issues where they couldn't really hear us and we couldn't really hear them, and it was kind of like all wonky and stuff. And like the audience thought it was like really like kind of like prickly between us. It's like no, it was technical issues, whatever. And this last one was great, and we're
The
excited.
last
to
one
play
we got to do at our office, like at our
Yeah, we were
desk. You know what I
comfortable
mean?
and-
Which is what we're gonna do again today. Lil J, please, I touched you. It was weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was odd.
So,
But yeah.
you should check that out. That's gonna be a lot of fun. We're doing that very, very soon, and so we should go get set up for
Oh,
that
cutting
as well.
stunts
Sure.
is so
And also,
Yeah.
I just want to say,
fun.
hey, who's gonna go see Ghostbusters this weekend?
Hey,
You already saw it.
Jack.
You've seen it? Yeah, Gavin was at the premiere for
Seen
it.
it.
How was it?
I liked it. I mean, I'd see it. It's not. I mean, it's
You
not.
already did
did.
see
Oh,
it.
you did?
I like,
It's not better than the original.
Yeah, I like Colin from Kind of Funny said it's definitely one of the top 3 best Ghostbuster movies ever. It's
Nailed
like a
it.
solid number 3.
I just like those bridesmaids girls in movies. I think they're funny.
I was like, we had this conversation where the game is out,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's kind of like a top down,
dual stick shooter.
like dual stick,
Oh, really?
4-player game. And we were talking about the other day, like we haven't filmed anything yet, but we should film a video in it. And I can't remember how we got there, but someone said like, I wonder if Jack's gonna be an Easter egg in the game because he's been talking about it so much. I'm like, if Jack is in the game, it's gonna be the first shot of the game, and he's gonna get ripped in half. He's gonna be like, help me! The Ghostbusters aren't gonna help him, and he's gonna get fucking ripped in half by a ghost, and like it's gonna be the most brutal death ever.
No, I am. To be fair, I am actually pumped to see it. I'm seeing it on Sunday with some friends, and yeah, I know. Like,
No!
reviews have
You're
been.
seeing
reviews
it?
Have been
You have
pretty good.
friends?
Reviews have been pretty fair to it. I mean, it's kind of what I mean. Everything I've read is
There's
kind of what I've expected.
There's some very funny moments. I laughed out loud.
I've heard
2 or 3 times.
I've heard Kate McKinnon is fantastic, which I was kind of expecting. I heard the jokes are like kind of hit or miss, and so I don't know. I mean, I'm curious to see it. I hope. I mean, like it's not what I wanted it to be. It sounds like, but you know, I'll watch it. So I'll let you know how
I'll
it is.
see it.
next time
I'm not gonna see it this weekend, but I'm sure I'll
Michael.
see it pretty soon. What's up?
Have you heard of a game called Ragdoll Runners or something?
Oh, I sent you a
along
code
those
for
lines?
it.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Because it's like Quap, but we can both
Oh,
play.
okay, yeah.
and,
Now I know what you're talking
It's like
about.
Quap, but really floaty and jumpy.
I literally
So
sent it to.
I'm thinking Plapes.
I literally sent it to Michael saying, "Hey, this might be a good Play Pals game." And so,
He also said it's like Quap, but it's not Quap.
Good.
How
It's
he
exactly
descriptive.
like Quap.
Yeah.
yeah.
So when is the stream starting, Jack?
I think we start at 4 Central.
I think
So,
there's time for a plates before that.
Ooh,
There you go.
are you trying to work me into the ground, little Jay? Just kidding. I'll have a coffee. Everything will be fine.
Who's on the stream? Who's on the Rockstar stream? All of
I
us.
believe all 5 of us are.
Nice.
And Mika is going to be our 6th. And then we have Laszlo and another Rockstar developer, because I didn't know this, there's a cunning stunt thing where you have to have 8 players and you all drop like 50 grand to get in, and it's like a $500,000 prize.
Yeah, it's
but
the
you have to,
expensive one.
Yeah, you have to pay to get into it in order to actually
Jesus.
go.
Oh, I can't afford that. Have you seen my
Something
garage?
high.
I can't afford
Yeah,
that.
something
real
high.
gambling.
I'll
though.
pay
Surely-
Jeff's money.
How's that not getting kids to gamble?
Well, it's all
That's
fake
like-
money.
It's fake money.
You can
Yeah,
earn
but
it in the
it
game.
has a direct monetary real life value.
Yeah, but you
It
can't
could
cash it out.
argue. That's
Yeah.
what
When it goes
true.
in, it never comes out.
Yeah.
It's true. It
So
doesn't
once
come
you
out.
make the fake currency, if
It's
as long as it
done.
doesn't go back to real money, it's
Yeah,
not
it's
gambling.
like-
You are getting
much.
dangerously close to that whole
Oh, the
CS:GO
CS:GO
lotto.
Yeah. Well, imagine you went to a casino, you bought a bunch of chips, went and gambled, and you're like, okay, I'm ready to cash. And they're like, no, you can't cash.
No,
them
that's
out.
the
Like,
prize. You
that's
got
literally it.
lots
It's like
of
you got a
chips.
bunch
You
of
got
chips.
chips.
So
Here's a
No,
case.
the casino goes, you can buy any of those cars over there
Yeah.
with that fake money.
You get
But
the
if
big
you blow it up, it
stuffed
costs
toy.
20 grand to get a new one. So,
Cheyenne, who
be
gave us
careful.
the thing, said she's been talking with Peter, and so she says, well, now I feel like an asshole. So we're successful. So
Nice.
good job.
She's the
Thank
one
you.
that gave us the.
Yeah. She's like,
Achievement
she
Hunter logo.
literally tweeted saying like, hey, Achievement Hunt, I made this thing for you. Jack has it, or if you don't find it, it's because Jack lost
Well,
it.
someone
And it's
also-
literally that thing. So
Sure.
yeah, and it was like, oh no, we totally have it on the podcast.
Someone also tweeted to the hashtag like a artwork they made for Off Topic using like melted crayons.
Oh, yeah.
And Michael says he has it. So
Yeah.
if you're
Yeah,
wondering,
yeah.
he's got it.
Yeah,
I
we have
got
a
it.
box full of like
We'll get
general
it.
achievement
I got
hunter
stuff I gotta
we'll
go
bring
through. Alrighty, well, that should probably about do it. Thanks for watching Off Topic this week. I think we covered a lot of things.
I look so
and we all
small between
feel
these, man.
You do.
really good
I'm like a
about
tiny-
ourselves.
I've been trying to give
Jack and
myself
I are
like the
pretty
Indiana
wide.
Jones hand the whole time.
You are quite.
Didn't work.
Your frame is small.
Now.
Heroes, half-wits, not nitwits, they're half-wits. And it's time for episode 6.
Someone please make that song. Good.
Auto-tune it,
And,
yeah.
and send it to us. I want to hear that.